Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
Throwing strikes, being efficient with our pitches, making those routine plays, and having a great approach at the plate. So just keeping things simple and just building up that team chemistry as much as possible, I think, will help you win some games.
1-2. Swing and a miss as the Sodbusters strand the bases loaded to keep this a tie game.
This one is bounced back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Printer around third.
Our fans recognize that, and they know that it's a family atmosphere at our place, and that's what we like.
To the left side and through for a base hit. The go-ahead run scores as Jensen delivers once again.
This one, the lightest of light hits. He gets an RBI single.
I think it's just a great experience, getting kids from all over the country to come in and play together.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
2024 is here. Sodbuster Baseball is on the air as Hastings takes on their old nemesis, the Fremont Moo. A pleasant good evening and welcome to Duncan Field, a picture-perfect night for the season opener as we have the Hastings Sodbusters taking on an already seasoned Fremont Moo squad. Fremont made the trip to South Dakota and went 3-1 against Oahe, so they have hit the field a little bit. For Hastings, they have an opportunity to get started, hopefully on a high note. Fremont was awfully tough on Hastings a year ago. 10 straight wins before Hastings finally salvaged the season finale against the Moo. And you look at the way the season went, if the Sodbusters can just go 500 against a team like Fremont, it may be a different kind of year than last year when the Sodbusters went 17-35. What's the same? Well, the head coach, as Joel Skipper in his second year, he's the Hastings College head man, and it's a Hastings College feel with assistant coach Danny Weiser, who's a grad assistant for Joel this past spring, and Corey Coranda returns as an assistant coach. There are some newcomers, a few guys from the season a year ago. We'll go through that. We'll hear from Ryan Valenta, another of the guys who is back, as he'll get his perspective before the day is done. But when we come back, Ryan actually had a chance to hear from the head man, Joel Skipper. That interview coming your way next. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no need to pinch yourself. It's really happening. Sodbuster Baseball is back in Hastings for the 2024 summer season. And ahead of opening day, I'm Ryan Valenta, back for year number 2 in the broadcast booth with the Busters. And also back for year 2 is the skipper, Joel Skipper. Welcome back, Skip. How we doing?
Appreciate it, man. Glad to be back. Doing pretty well.
Awesome. So as you may know, back at home, Joel's the head coach of the Hastings College baseball program as well, which had a tough year, albeit you guys playing a very tough GPAC conference with powerhouses Doane and Concordia. Coach, tell us a little bit about your spring baseball season and how that went.
Yeah, I think we competed a lot better this year. A lot of close losses, so just kind of missing that key hit here, key hit there, which was obviously tough throughout. But I thought we kind of, elevated the program even a little bit more this year. Had some standout guys. James Velasquez, first-team all-conference guy for us, was top 5 in ERA all year. I think he finished 4th overall after the regular season. So had some bright spots in there. So definitely, need to get some depth. I think we have a pretty good 2024 class coming in with some transfers as well. So looking forward to, the fall coming up and to keep improving.
So you'll get to have some more experience in this summer here. So Sodbuster season starting on Tuesday, first game that evening, and 36 guys on the roster. So you have plenty of talent to choose from. But how many can we expect to see for Tuesday's game, and how many others are we going to be seeing later in the season?
Yes, we have 24 in town right now. 12 pitchers, 12 position players, which is kind of perfect. Everyone's going to get a lot of action, right out of the gates here. And then we kind of have some guys playing the second half of the season. Some guys kind of showing up mid-June. So we'll have 24 right out of the gates. Have a couple practices under our belt, so guys are looking good early on.
So it's your second season as the Sodbuster head coach. So very big learning experience last year. A very tough start to the season where you lost 10 straight, and it looked like the Sodbusters may never win a game. But rough first half, you figured it out the second half. What was the biggest takeaway that you had the first half of your first season as a Sodbuster head coach?
Yeah, I think it's just a great experience, getting kids from all over the country to come in and play together. I think early on we had a couple weird injuries, which kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit. Had some younger guys as well. So I think, we have some returning guys that, like me last year, was their first year. So kind of bringing that experience back, I think will be crucial. We have Josh Printer coming back. He'll probably, hold down our middle infield. So great having that, field general up the middle for us. But I think, the biggest thing is just, playing fundamental baseball and not making things too complicated, throwing strikes, making routine plays, and having great approaches at the plate. So that's, our focus right out of the gate. And then obviously just kind of getting to know each other, building that team chemistry as much as we can early on.
We're talking with Joel Skipper, the second-year skipper for the Hastings Sodbusters. And you just talked about Josh Printer, a starting shortstop for you last season who played very well for you. Talk about some other of your returners and guys that we should keep an eye out for in this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked about Josh Printer already. We're going to have Marcus Miller, hometown kid, back. He's actually opening it up for us tomorrow night, so that'll be kind of fun to see. The big Juden brothers will be back from York College. They had a tremendous year this year, so we're excited to have Dalton and Fred back with us. A couple new guys that we added, Alexia Delgado from Carolina University. Outfielder Sawyer Duddleton from Arc Tech. I think those guys will do a great job for us out in the outfield. And then we have some kids internationally as well, which has been different. So we have Yamoto Sato from Japan. So I had to brush up a little bit my Japanese. And then we have Matthias as well from the Netherlands. So kind of it's been cool, getting to know those guys. Obviously a little bit of a language barrier there, but our team has really taken to those guys and helped them out.
4 international guys on the roster, which we expect to see at some point. But this point at the start of the season is just kind of like the chaos where it's just you got to put a bunch of misfits together and hope they work out well, because Friday through Sunday had a Legion baseball tournament at Duncan Fields. You guys have been practicing kind of an indoor facility. Going to have a practice Monday, kind of just outdoor practice there. So not much goes into the start of the season. Just what do you do to prepare the guys on such short notice to play as a team in summer baseball?
Yeah, I think, biggest thing is just keeping it simple, not trying to overcomplicate things. We actually were able to get out on Duncan Field last night, which was nice, had a little late practice. So obviously, very unique field with the dimensions. So just having the guys hit BP out there was probably good, and getting some reps out in the outfield and the turf infield. So that was really good to see. So I just think, kind of like I touched on earlier, just, throwing strikes, being efficient with our pitches, making those routine plays, and have a great approach at the plate. So just keeping things simple and just building up that team chemistry as much as possible, I think will help you win some games early on and build that confidence.
And Duncan Field specifically, which is a paradise for some and causes anguish for others. A very deep ballpark. You're not going to get it out very many times, which we did see a couple times last season, but very pitcher-friendly ballpark and a turf infield to go along with the grass outfield. So just a whole lot of a different field, maybe a field that some guys aren't used to playing with in their college seasons. They're probably just used to playing on a regular old dirt infield. Just what kind of a change does that provide to some of the guys who maybe are used to providing a different field? Do you have to coach them any different to play at Duncan Field for the summer season?
I think offensively approach changes a little bit. We have some big hitters. I've seen that last night a little bit. So guys who are probably used to hitting some home runs during the season, those balls might be routine outs at Duncan Field. So just kind of getting that power ground ball, line drive approach, I think early on is key. Obviously, we have a pretty quick infield, so trying to hit holes, hit balls where the infielders are not. not is big time. And then obviously, as from a pitching perspective, walks are the only thing that really kills you. Being a pitch to contact guy, being able to throw strikes, you be efficient there. A lot of times, guys have tons of success. Talk about Marcus Miller, guy that kind of sits in the low 80s, just does a tremendous job of filling up the zone, and have good defense behind him. Usually plays a key role to his success.
All right, so Joel Skipper, the manager of the Hastings Sodbusters, got some assistant coaches behind him. We're going to see Corey Caranda back for the second year of the Sodbusters, but we're going to see a new pitching coach. Could you tell us about your assistant coaches, Joel?
Yeah, Corey was great last year for us. He kind of did a little bit of everything when I coached him at Hastings. Been a coach with us for 2 years over there, coached with us last summer. So he'll help our catchers out, help our hitters out, and obviously help us on the base pass kind of wherever he's needed. And then Danny Weiser actually just graduated from Hastings College, was a right-handed pitcher for us. Was a two-way at one point in his career, but going to kind of be shifting his focus to our pitchers this summer. Just a really young, motivated coach, great at relationship building, knows his stuff, very, knowledgeable about what he has to do, and has learned and kind of took some guys with such a big roster at Hastings College, kind of took some of our younger guys under his wing this year, which was cool to see. So already has built some great relationships with our guys, a couple practices in, so really happy to have Corey and Danny with us this summer.
All right, so let's look ahead at the season now. We've got a lot of familiar conference opponents. We're going to be seeing, of course, Fremont a lot again, and we're going to be seeing some of the same teams and some new teams as well. Just, what do you know about the Independence League this year, and what are you kind of expecting to see for a competition for the Busters?
Yeah, I was really pleased with, the competition throughout the league last year. Obviously, Fremont had a tremendous season, them being really close to us. We see them quite a bit, along with the Nebraska prospects. So we have a heavy dose of those guys, right out of the gate, I think, which would be good to just kind of be a measuring stick, see where we're at, and also just have some great fun competing against those guys. So, I think the league is really deep. A lot of fun to compete, against some really talented players across the league. And then obviously you got a couple new teams in there as well. So that'll kind of be rolling with the punches as we kind of go through it.
All right, Joel. So your second year, you're about to get ready at Fremont opening day on Tuesday nights. What do you want to say to the Sodbuster fans and to tell them to get out and come to Duncan Field this year? Yeah,
looking like it's going to be a great weather night. We're going to have the hometown kid Marcus Miller on the bump, which is great. Hopefully pull some people from the town of Hastings. But yeah, we're really excited to get things going. Have a great night planned, obviously, with all the games and everything like that. Get some cold adult beverages going. And we're really excited to see everybody there. Hope we can get some great attendance and get that first dub under our belt.
Duncan Field going to be the spot to be this summer. The Hastings Sodbusters in action for the 2024 season on Tuesday nights. I'm Ryan Valenta with manager Joel Skipper of the Sodbusters. This has been the Sodcast, and we'll look forward to seeing you at Duncan Field Tuesday night.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
It's Sodbuster Baseball. Welcome to Duncan Field as 2024 is here. Hastings and Fremont getting set to go. It's the season opener for Hastings. Meanwhile, Fremont already with 4 games under the belt, and they have had a harrowing trip already today. Got outside of town, and the bus pretty well died. They limped along 30 miles an hour until they got to Wahoo, got a backup bus, showed up at about 5 o'clock, and hopefully the mojo is on Hastings' side. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta alongside. Welcome to year number 2.
When I left the booth the last season, it's like, well, that was a nice year of experience. Hope they're doing well next season. But here I am, folks. Hope you didn't miss me too much and weren't expecting to get rid of me, because you got to deal with me and Steve for year number 2 with us. But pleasure to be back. Actually working at the KHAS radio station in Hastings now, along with doing stuff for News Channel Nebraska. So this will be my evening gig when time allows. So, of course, Steve and I are both going to be busy bees this summer outside of here too. So you may hear both of us, you may hear one of us, or hope that it'll never be none of us. But we're excited to bring you year 2 of Sodbuster Baseball. Like we talked with Joel Skipper in the pregame interview, we're hoping for a better start to the season, especially this foe of a team, Fremont, which it took the Sodbusters all until their last game, which, if I remember right, that was Buster Ball that they beat them, right? So did that? We count it.
They beat them in Buster Ball.
Yep.
And then they beat them in a regular season game to close the year. So
that's right.
So they technically are on a 2-game winning streak against Fremont if you count the Buster Ball.
Well, Steve, if we win this game, we're going to need to bring back your winning streak shirt.
Right.
Anyways, this Sodbuster team going to be a lot different from last year. We're going to see a few returners. Like Joel Skipper mentioned, Josh Printer, he's going to be making the start at second base today, so a returning body there. We've got a few other guys that will probably be joining the team later in the season that were regular appearances last season. But for Fremont, I don't know about you, Steve, but going up and down their roster, I only count 2 returners for the Moo this year, so it's going to be a lot different for them this year too. So Fremont will try to defend their Independence League Baseball Championship title, and then the Sodbusters, I feel like this team, if you look at on paper and the guys in their spring season, just has a lot more depth. There's a lot of guys that are Division I. We've got several guys from South Dakota State on the team this year. Actually, caught up with them earlier before the game, a couple of them pitchers for the Jackrabbits, but a lot of guys in their smaller colleges leading offensive categories too. We'll talk about those when those guys come up, but this Sodbuster team, I mean, it just like any other summer league baseball team, it's a band of misfits, and you just got to try and put it's almost like putting a puzzle together with a blindfold on. Just see, you got to feel around to see which parts fit together and which way it's going to work, and that's what's going to probably happen for the first 5-6 games, to see who's going to bring it to the table and who's probably just going to need to appear when it's only out of hand. But Joel Skipper's going to have a lot of talent to work from this season, so it's going to be very exciting to see who those starting pieces are and who can hopefully propel these Sodbusters to victory. We know they have that in them. We've seen it in years past. Last season, a down season, but hopefully we're in for a better season this year.
Hastings went 17-35 last year. Fremont, you mentioned the champs, as they beat Casper in the championship series. They went 34-23, and if Hastings is going to move up in the Independence League, they're just going to have to do better against Fremont. 1-10 a year ago, 3-11 in 2022. They went 6-15 against Fremont the year before that in the final of the year Expedition League. So they have got to find a way to do well against this team. So an early benchmark of where they're at, even though Fremont's played 4 games already. 1 game at a time, and you'd love to find a way to get 1-0 here against this Fremont Moose squad. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Hastings Sodbusters, it's Alexiel Delgado leading off and playing center field. Josh Printer is the starting second baseman. Kind of the everyday shortstop a year ago, and that's kind of the mark of how good they are at short this year for the Hastings Sodbusters, with Josh getting a chance to start at second base. Sawyer Duddleston, if you remember the name, 2 years ago, he was one of the top players for the Sodbusters. He's from Arkansas Tech and in right field. Jack Borgman is at first base and batting fourth. Matthias Kroll, all the way from the Netherlands. He is the catcher and batting fifth. Dino Morales at third base, batting sixth. Then it's Matthew Work, the shortstop. Jackson Crane in left field. And Luke Ray, the designated hitter for Hastings. Marcus Miller, a returnee from last year, is on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters. Once again, it's Delgado, Printer, Duddleston, Borgman, Kroll, Morales, Work, Crane, Ray, with Miller on the mound. For the Fremont Moo, Braden Cheney leads off and plays center field. It's Isaac Bonner at second base. Wyatt Yetter will be in right field and bat third. Cooper Focino is at first base and batting fourth. Grant Nodelman, the DH, bats fifth. Bridger Coleman is doing the catching and batting sixth. Batting seventh, Dylan Brandenburg at third base. Cole Fowler in left field. Tristan Miller, the shortstop, and batting ninth, and Zach Vincent is doing the pitching for the Fremont Moo. Once again for Fremont, it's Cheney, Bonner, Yetter, Fucino, Nodelman, Coleman, Brandenburg, Fowler, Mills with Vincent on the mound. Hastings 0-0. Fremont coming in 3-1. They beat Oahe in the season opener 6-4 up in Pierre. Then ended up falling 9-5 in the second game. Came back with a 6-3 victory and a 6-4 win. Now you look at the offense, you feel like they scored quite a few runs, but this Fremont Moo team coming in hitting just .217. They scored in bunches, but other than that, we're not a consistent offensive team at all. They had a 5-run 8th inning to win the season opener. They had a 4-run 6th inning and a 6-3 victory in game number 3, and they had a pair of 3-run innings in game number 4 of that series. So really not a whole lot of consistency in terms of that, but pitching. Last year, Ryan Valenta, man, they knew how to throw it, and they have a team ERA of 2.6 coming into this matchup today. So really good pitching in a smaller park for the Fremont Moo.
That is really, that is what propelled them to victory last season, was just those arms. They had plenty of Division I arms on that roster that were just able to pump it over the zone. And before we get too far into Fremont, is kind of the opposite with the Sodbusters. It just seemed like, well, where's the walk going to be this inning? It was really just the ball 4 was the problem for the Sodbusters last season, just struggling to get it over the plates and just giving their defense a chance. And like you said, we play at Duncan Field, where it is nearly, I don't want to say nearly impossible because these are college kids and we've seen it before, but it is very hard to get a ball out of Duncan Field. So put the ball over the plate, let your defense make the play. You've got a lot of very good athletes that can make a play behind you, but Fremont, excellent hitting team. They actually were about middle of the pack, if I remember right, in the hitting last year as a team with Casper and I believe it was Badlands above them too. So Fremont will have to rely on their hitting a little bit more and their pitching if they want to keep their success over the Sodbusters.
Let's take it down to the field and hear our national anthem before today's game.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proud we hailed? And bright star through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is Sodbuster Baseball. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta. Ryan started to talk about some of the numbers. Last year, Fremont, a .271 hitting team with a team ERA for the summer of 3.62. Contrast that with the Sodbusters, .253 as a team, and their team ERA 5.59. So a real struggle in a lot of different ways for Hastings overall for the year, but it's a new year, and we'll have to see how it goes as Hastings has taken the field. Marcus Miller will be on the hill, coming off a spring in which he went 2-4 with a 5.27 ERA for Hastings College in 54 2/3 innings. Last year for the Sodbusters, 1-4, a 5.36 ERA in 48 2/3 innings. And defensively behind him, it's Matthias Kroll doing the catching, Jack Borgman at first base. The second baseman is Josh Printer. At third, it's Dina Morales. The shortstop is Matthew Work. In left field, Jackson Crane. The center fielder, Alexiel Delgado. And in right, Sawyer Duddleston. I hope you enjoy today's Sodbuster game. Oh my goodness, 78 degrees, very little wind. Can we just have this every day for these 38 home games?
Control save, Mother Nature. We'll take this again for the rest of those home games. But Marcus on the mound, opening day started for the second year in a row for Hastings, and talked with Joel after before the game and before the season. We knew Marcus last year. He if you can see him on the mound, Marcus is, I mean, he almost, for lack of a better term, looks like a twig out there. He is a very light gentleman, but he has improved his velocity this year, according to Joel Skipper, who's also his manager at Hastings College. Marcus able to get up into the low 80s with his fastball during the spring, and that curveball, which you saw in warm-ups too, looks pretty sharp too. The fastball and the curveball are going to be the main pitches Marcus relies on, but kind of a traditional guy, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup for Marcus, but that big pitch, his put-away pitch, is that big curveball there.
Braden Cheney steps on the right-handed box. He's off to a 200 start for Fremont, 3 out of 15, and he takes strike one, no balls, and one strike on Braden Cheney. He's from Wayne State, the Wayne State Wildcat, a Gretna High School product. 0-1 the count, and if you don't like orange, don't come and watch the Fremont Moo this year, as they've gone with orange on orange pinstripes, brand new uniforms. The pitch misses for ball one ball and one strike. My older brother had a Studebaker, and he painted it pretty much that color of orange. Pitch is on the inside corner for strike two. 1-2 on the leadoff man, Braden Cheney, for the Fremont Moo. As lefty-righty matchup, Miller winds and delivers. And this one is popped up, short center field. Delgado a few steps to his left and coming in, and 1 up and 1 down for Fremont here in the first.
So 2 strikes, Miller goes. Looks like maybe a little bit of a breaking ball that wasn't a curveball, which he went to very often last season with 2 strikes. So just being able to mix it up as a pitcher too, just keep the opponents guessing. You expect the hook coming with 2 strikes, but you can just never let the opponent hitter know.
Isaac Bonner takes ball 1 ball and no strikes on the Sioux Falls Cougar NCAA Division II program. As a lefty-lefty matchup, 1-0 the count. Bonner grounds this one to the right side. Printer's got it, and 2 quick outs for Hastings. Gotta love that. Cheney and Bonner retired easily, 2 up, 2 down, and Wyatt Yetter tries to keep things going for the Fremont Moo. It's Steve Stein. It's Ryan Valenta from spacious Duncan Field. 370 to left, 367 to right, 405 to the alleys, 408 to straightaway center. As the first pitch is in there for strike one on Wyatt Yetter. He's a newcomer, didn't make the trip to South Dakota, just joined the team, and he and teammate Grant Nodelman, both from Barton Community College down in Great Bend, Kansas, the Cougars. Pitch misses. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Wyatt Yetter, getting a start in right field here in his Fremont debut. And you love summer ball. Okay, you joined the team yesterday, you're in the lineup. That's it. That's kind of the way it is. Pitch is missing for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Brand new scoreboard here at Duncan Field. So if you are in the region, be sure to come on out. It's just a lot of fun. Minor league baseball with college players is what it is. Put on a great show. 2-1 pitches inside. 3-1 the count on Wyatt Yetter.
And with that scoreboard, too, most notably, it is actually out of play this time. So the scoreboard would be positioned probably where that 405 is in right field last time, but no chance to run into it this year.
Bouncing ball right side. Josh Printer throws over to first base, and it's a 1-2 inning as Jack Borgman makes the catch from Printer, and you gotta love that. Top of the first, no score as we head to the bottom half of inning number 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
And in the bottom half of inning number 1, it's Hastings and Fremont as the Moo will send Zach Vincent to the hill. He gets the start today. Vincent, he ended up throwing an inning in the first game against Oahe, allowed 3 unearned runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. He's a Midland College product out of Tucson, Arizona in the spring. Really good for Midland. Went 3-2 with a 3.02 ERA and 50 2/3 innings. So really good spring for him, and he tries to shut down a Hastings Sodbuster lineup here in the first. Fremont defensively, they go with Bridger Coleman behind the plate. At first base, it's Cooper Fucino. Second baseman is Isaac Bonner. At third, Dylan Brandenburg. The shortstop is Tristan Mills. The outfield, Cole Fowler, to go along with center fielder Braden Cheney and right fielder Wyatt Yetter. And here comes Alexiel Delgado making his Sodbuster debut. The Carolina University Bruins stepping into the right-handed box, a D1 player, and he takes strike one, no balls, and one strike on Alexiel Delgado. Really good spring for him. 336, 3 home runs, a triple, 12 doubles, and 7 stolen bases, and bounces this one to the left side foul. Quickly 2 strikes on Delgado, and covers a lot of ground out in center field. They really like his potential here in this spacious ballpark at Duncan Field.
Oh, yes. That's why he was a 46-game starter. And I mean, your center fielders, usually either the time they're decent hitters or not so good hitters, but this guy is an excellent hitter.
And he watches strike 3, so good start for Zach Vincent as he is able to get Delgado looking. 1 out for Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters. Printer was searching for a college when he came to Hastings last year, found one in Houston Christian. It's a Division I program, the Huskies. They're looking for a coach, though. Bouncing ball back up the middle off the bat of Printer, and the shortstop's got it. Fielded cleanly, low throw, dug out nicely. Tristan Mills over to Cooper Fucino. Fucino saves his shortstop an error there, and 2 quick outs for Hastings. 6-3 on the putout, 2 up, 2 down now for Sawyer Duddleston.
I like the first pitch approach. I mean, it goes either way. You can say, no, take a pitch. If in your first at-bat you want to see a pitch or two, but if you like that pitch, a lot of these guys are seasoned off the spring season, and they're still swinging a hot bat. Why wait?
Guy who wants to get it turned around here in the summer, a guy who struggled in the spring, is Sawyer Duddleston, and he's promptly hit by the first pitch he sees. A business major out of Arkansas Tech hit just 183 in the spring. They were expecting more out of him, so he's trying to regain his swing that he had last summer, the summer before, I should say, when he played for the Sodbusters and hit 366. So 1 on, 2 outs, first base runner of the game. Here in this first inning, no scores. Jack Borgman steps in and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Jack. He is a Northeast Community College product out of Norfolk High. Pretty solid spring for him, 289 with 6 home runs for the Hawks. Bounces this one to the left side, and that's foul on Borgman. Jack Borgman for this Hastings Sodbuster team with Sawyer Duddleston at first and 2 outs, no score. Last year, these two teams squared off in the season opener. Hastings jumped on top 1-0 after 1 inning, but didn't make it stick. Fremont would win the first 10 meetings between the two teams as Borgman watches this one on the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jack Borgman. 1 on, 2 outs, no score. Bottom of the first here in the Sodbuster season debut. As Vincent brings home the pitch and a swing and a miss. So both teams quiet offensively here in the first. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We out of the second inning, 0-0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, producer Mason Hendricks coming to you today from Duncan Field, where Hastings and Fremont are scoreless heading into the second. Fremont sent the minimum against Marcus Miller, who threw 11 pitches in that first inning, and Meanwhile, Zach Vincent had a 2-out hit batsman, but threw only 9 pitches, had 2 strikeouts to retire the Sodbusters with no runs on the board. Last year, Fremont tied the ball game in the 6th, scored 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. They ended up winning the contest against the Hastings Sodbusters, and Hastings would not get a victory against Fremont officially until the final day of the regular season, 10-8. But that was last year. It's a new year. Cooper Ficino steps in and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Cooper Ficino. Ficino, a Creighton University guy. He did not play in the spring. He's off to a .250 start, 4 out of 16, and he has a mighty swing, no contact, 1 ball and 1 strike on Ficino.
That fastball for Miller looking really good already, according to our what's it called? Flight Scope. I was about to say TrackMan. Flight Scope has Miller topping out at 81 on that fastball already.
So it just felt like, and you mentioned it, he'd visited with head coach, and the velocity is quite a bit better for the left-hander. It's good to see. Good to see. Foul ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes, as you know that Marcus Miller probably amped up on Mountain Dew, loves his Mountain Dew before ball games, but doesn't gain much weight when you just drink Mountain Dew. Hopefully he's maybe found some protein in there somewhere.
I made a bet before the game how long it was going to take for you to bring that up, and I chose the under of 3 innings, so I was right.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and a bouncing ball to the left side. That's going to be fielded by the shortstop. Tough play, long throw, not in time. Infield single for Ficino, and really about all you could do for Matthew Work. Work, a really strong throw, but Ficino just too much speed, and an infield single. First base runner now for Fremont here in the second.
That ball actually, with playing with the turf infield, there's soft spots around the plate sometimes. It looked like it took a funny hop, but just the way that it bounced almost looked like it might have bounced off his foot, but just perfectly placed. Like you said, no chance for Work to do anything with it.
Grant Nodelman is in there now and taking ball 1. He's making his Fremont debut, another Barton Community College product from down in Kansas. Lefty-lefty matchup here in the second. No score. Fremont with its first base runner on the infield single as the pitch is across for a strike. As Matthew Work playing the left side of the infield at the shortstop position. Dino Morales, the York University product, is at third base for Hastings College. 1-1 the count, and the pitch. Off speeder, comes back. Nice play for Miller. Throws to second for 1. Work over to first. Safe there. They get the lead runner about as well as you're going to turn it. 1-6 on the putout of Ficino, and Nodelman will be at first.
That is about as close as you can get as a return play at first, and Miller did the right thing instead of just trying to rush it to get the double play for sure and possibly throwing it into center field. Set his feet, threw it to second base, made sure to get that for sure out, and they almost did turn it into 2.
First pitch swinging is Bridger Coleman right off the end of the bat for a foul ball. Strike 1 on Bridger Coleman out of Allen Hancock Community College, the Bulldogs from California. And he is off to a 2-for-9 start with a couple of RBIs and 2 runs scored. .214 is his batting average for the Fremont Moo. Hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. So 2 hits in the inning. Runners will be at first and second with 1 out now for Fremont, as Coleman's got a single after the infield single from Ficino to begin the inning. And that will bring up Dylan Brandenburg. Brandenburg out of Skyline College. He's off to a 1-for-10 start, another Californian on this team. And he stands the right-handed box with a chance to do some damage. No score. Fremont with multiple base runners here in the second. The pitch. Sprayed foul on the right side. No balls and a strike on Brandenburg. Brandenburg playing for that Skyline Trojan team, which went 30-14 in the spring. 2-year school from California. 0-2 the counts. 2 outs. I should say 2 on and 1 out as the pitch is missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Wes Warren and Daniel Ruff, the umpires' 2-man crew here in the Independence League for the Sodbusters and the Moo. Pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 the count now on Brandenburg.
See, that was a perfect sequence right there for Miller. Went soft changeup away the last pitch before. Got him looking there, and then threw the fastball in the outside corner there. The hitter right away thinks, oh, it's the same pitch. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, I'm already late.
And that's the great thing about the change of speeds, because the guy who throws the 80-mile-an-hour fastball can get it by you when you're not expecting it. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 the count. Runners at first and second, one man out. Chance here for the Fremont Moo to break on top. Team's just playing one game, then the Sodbusters will have the day off tomorrow and have 4 games this weekend, a couple with Wahi and then 2 more with the Nebraska Prospects. Pitch fouled away. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dylan Brandenburg. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up here in the second inning against Brandenburg from Marcus Miller, lefty-righty matchup. Miller taking a little bit of time behind the pitcher's mound, and now he's back on the rubber. A check of the runners for the left-hander, and the pitch. Little squirter to the right side. Printer, long run, throws to first in time. 2 outs. Josh Printer's handled everything remarkably well over on that right side. They got the only out they could. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 men out for the number 8 hitter, Cole Fowler.
And that's why Printer was the starting shortstop for most of last season. Just able to get to balls quickly, and you usually see guys, maybe they'll try to go to just like a running play, but he was able to speed fast enough to get in front of it and then make the quick exchange and chuck it on over to first. And so if that ball sneaks by him, that is a run for Fremont there. Now a chance to get out of the inning here.
And a chance for Fremont to score. So this is a pretty big batter early on as Cole Fowler steps in. 2 in scoring position. This pitch is just a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Fowler. Has had a really good, coming off a really good spring when he went 308 with a couple of home runs for Saracorso Community College in California. Pitch swung on and fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cole Fowler for the Fremont Moo. Off to a slow start, and you even hate to say that in a situation like this, because he's 1 hit away from having a really good start to this game. He's 1 for 9 with a run scored in the first 4 games for Fremont. 1-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Fowler didn't think so as he had a long look back, and now the Sodbusters are a strike away from surviving this with no damage done. And this is apparently
It's the beer batter!
Yes. So the fans are in it. Miller trying for his first strikeout of the day. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! And the Sodbusters out of difficulty here in inning number 2. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left into the bottom half of inning number 2. No score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, our producers Mason Henricks, as we welcome you back to Duncan Field, head of the bottom half of inning number 2. No score. The Sodbusters will have their 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up. Kroll, Morales, and Work against the right-hander Zach Vincent. Vincent's only mistake, the hit batsman against Sawyer Duddleson, but threw only 9 pitches. Picture perfect day for baseball. We invite you to come on out and watch Hastings Sodbuster baseball throughout the course of this 2024 campaign, as most of the games are at 6:35. Are a couple of doubleheaders sprinkled in, which will begin at 6 o'clock, but pretty much, okay, Sodbusters at home, 6:35, let's go watch some baseball. Here's Matthias Kroll, one of the neat stories on this team. He comes all the way from the Netherlands to play baseball. He was at East Central College in Missouri, a junior college there, where he had a really good spring. As a Kroll, second team all-conference, 350 with 6 home runs, 46 runs batted in, and 40 runs scored. And a righty-righty matchup as Kroll steps in. Vincent brings it home, but low and outside. 1 ball and no strike on Matthias Kroll. As Sodbusters with a lot of international flavor in their catching crew this year. Bouncing ball back up the middle. The shortstop's got it. The set, the throw to first in time as taking his time, getting plenty on that was Tristan Mills to gun down Kroll. 1 up, 1 down here in the second. So get a chance to see a Japanese catcher for the Sodbusters during the course of this summer as well. We'll tell you about him when he is in the lineup. Dino Morales steps in now. He had a great year for York University. Swings and fouls the pitch back. No balls and a strike on Morales. He's a Panama product. 374 in the spring, 14 home runs, 18 doubles, 55 runs batted in for him, and a mighty swing and no contact. Quickly down to the count, 2 strikes against Zach Vincent.
Morales, one of the, if not the best offensive guy in the team, led in every offensive category for York except for triples in the spring.
0-2 pitch, bounced back up the middle. It's off the glove of the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play. Throw from the second baseman over. Not in time. Infield single for Dino Morales as he legs out. 1 down that first base line as Zach Vincent tried to make the play, deflected it, and an excellent effort for Isaac Bonner, who actually fielded with his glove and shoveled with his glove over to first, but not in time.
Well, the pitcher, Vincent, initially just kind of froze right when it up, perhaps thinking that it was going to go way over his head, then realized, I have a shot at this, but then tipped it away. Maybe the charging second baseman could get it without a tip there, but we'll never know. First hit for the Sodbusters this year, Dino Morales.
Matthew Work steps in now. He's a D1 guy from South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits went 20-29, 11-17 in the Summit League. Hit .238 in the spring, bounces this to the left side. Third baseman's got it, throws to second for 1. That's all they'll get. So it's a 5-4 put out. Fielder's choice. Work reaches. Morales eliminated there, and 2 outs with 1 on for Jackson Crane.
You mentioned the South Dakota State with 20 wins. They also had a big one on the road here in the state of Nebraska, if you'll recall.
Yes. The midweek misery of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, but they are on to the regionals, and all of that is forgotten, right?
It is.
You're just happy you're not playing that regional on a Wednesday and a Thursday, because it would just be awful. Jackson Crane steps in and takes strike 1. Crane out of Arkansas Tech. Outfielder did not play in the spring, getting his opportunity to get some at-bats in the summer. 1 on, 2 outs, no score as the pitch is fouled back. And a steady diet of strikes so far for Zach Vincent. He has been ahead of most of the batters he's faced, and he's quickly ahead of Jackson Crane. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only guy he fell behind was Sawyer Duddleston, and he plunked him on the first pitch. If you're going to hit him, you may as well hit him with the first pitch. Keep that pitch count down. Pitch low and in the dirt. Runner goes on the dirt ball. Throw down to second base is not going to be in time. Good read there for Matthew Work. He steals second as Bridger Coleman had it bounce in front of him. I guess technically it's a wild pitch, but a good decision regardless. And it's 1-2 now on Jackson Crane. In scoring position now as see Work at second. Crane trying to bring it home, and the pitch is in there for strike 3. Good job there for Vincent to come right back and get the strikeout. As the Sodbusters, no runs, a hit, a man left. We head to inning number 3. Ryan will have it when we come back. No score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Welcome back to Duncan Field in Hastings as we head to inning number 3 as we take it over to Ryan Valenta.
No score, which is just fine by, I think, everybody's measures so far. You have excellent defense on both sides so far. A lot of ground ball outs. In fact, for Fremont, seen one fly ball out, and Hastings, they have not been able to get it out of the infield yet. So both teams' pitchers doing their job so far, doing their job descriptions. Fremont's going to have 9, 1, and 2 coming up. Tristan Mills, then the top of the order, Braden Cheney and Isaac Bonner. The first three due up for the move. Like you mentioned, Steve, those orange jerseys, and you can see right there with the Mills, he's got the pants raised up, those purple socks. Almost looks just like almost like you're dressing up for like a silly Halloween costume or something. But it is different, and I do like the different stuff too, so absolutely no disrespect to Fremont at all. Tristan Mills bats the left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher, Marcus Miller, in the 1-1 count. So far, 8 batters through the lineup, 1 strikeout. He's just given up 2 hits so far, which were both in the second inning, but damage limited to no runs. Way outside, 2-1. Again, Miller last year, as a freshman at Hastings College, made his first appearance for Hastings in the opening day, where he had a lot of traffic on the bases in those first 5 innings before finally giving up 1 in the 6th. But he looks a lot better. Soft looper, left field, coming in and falling just in front of the left fielder, and it kicks away from the left fielder. And into second base is Mills on the play there. It was Crane out in left field, and didn't want to speak it into existence, but it happened anyway. That sun just about this time of day is absolute killer for left fields, as Crane not able to haul it in and inadvertently kicked it away a little bit and allows a double there to start off the inning.
There's no way he's going to get there, sun or no sun, but that certainly didn't help the situation.
Braden Cheney takes ball 1 outside. Marcus Miller now 1 time through the lineup for Fremont. 3 hits for the Moo in their first 9 batters, but still scoreless. But trying to break the seal here, and Duncan Field for the Independence League season showing bunt. It looks good initially, but goes foul for Braden Cheney. He flew out to center field in the first inning, and he has been just one of 2 guys able to get it out of the infield in the whole game so far. I just wanted to check with our score down officially. We can officially call that a double. Wasn't sure maybe with the kick they maybe would give Crane an error out there, but not the case. 1-1 pitch to Cheney. Right back up the middle. The runner had to go back, and that will probably not get Fremont a run home. It will not. Right up the middle. The catcher bobbles it. Now they've got a runner hung up between second and first, and you've got to watch out for the runner at third. Still nobody going. Now they throw to third. The throw home at the plate is in time. They got him.
That's tremendous infield play right there for the Hastings Sodbusters. Good fundamentals to get the runner hung up between first and second. Braden Cheney, that's his game. Tremendous speed. And then when the runner at third broke home, tremendous job for Printer to throw behind him. And no panic there for Dino Morales, who gunned home, and the good tag applied by Kroll. And how about that to get the first out of the inning?
Just interesting decision by Tristan Mills. I mean, that ball was lined so sharply up the middle, you can't imagine that there's going to be somebody there to catch it and you need to go back. But Mills initially going back. There's a ground ball to the right side as Borgman grabs it, collects it, steps on the bag for out number 2. Advancing to third is Braden Cheney. So Cheney, after all that madness, singles and advances to second in the rundown. Tristan Mills thrown out. And then Isaac Bonner grounds out to first, 3 unassisted on 1 pitch. And Sodbusters, after allowing a leadoff double, 1 pitch away from potentially getting out of this inning. It'll be up to Wyatt Yetter to bring across the first run. Good breaking ball, just does not come back far enough around for ball 1.
And if the Sodbusters can do it, what a momentum turnaround. I mean, Fremont going to have at least first and third, nobody out, and Hastings on the verge of surviving.
1-0 pitch. Fastball dots the corner this time, 1-1. Yetter 0 for 1, grounded out to second base to Josh Printer to end the first inning. He now bats in the third, still scoreless here. 4 hits now for Fremont, 1 hit for Hastings. Here comes from Miller, popped on the infield, foul ground. Borgman near the Fremont dugout, puts the squeeze on it. The magician Marcus Miller works out of trouble after allowing a leadoff double. Fremont does not score. We've still got zeros on the scoreboard in the Sodbuster home opener. Hastings will try to change that. They've got the part of the lineup coming up in the top of the order right after this. Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Bottom of the third inning. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball. Thanks for joining us on our YouTube broadcast. Pleasure having you with us, and we're excited to bring you a fun-filled season of Buster Baseball, and we're still scoreless here at the season opener at Duncan Field. And for the Hastings Sodbusters, 9-1-2, just like Fremont did in the third inning. So both teams very even right now, but Fremont still has the 3-hit advantage. It's Luke Ray, Alexiel Delgado, Josh Printer. 2 up for the Busters. Luke Ray, another Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy on the team, takes a fastball just outside for ball 1. He's played 3 seasons with Ark Tech, and last season didn't see much playing time, 20 games, just 1 hit in 12 at-bats. He cracks the second pitch to the shortstop Mills, who has to make a long backhanded throw. It's off target, skips away from the first baseman Fucino. Would imagine that would be an infield hit. It is. And the second hit for the Sodbusters. Luke Ray starts us off with an infield single in the home half of the third.
Mills did about all he could, had to go to his right, made a pretty decent throw, but Ray hustling down the line, and the Sodbusters have their leadoff man aboard here in the third.
Now it's Delgado. He struck out on 3 pitches to start off the game. A backwards K for him, and look out, that one behind him and gets back to the backstop. And advancing to second on the wildest of wild pitches is Luke Ray.
Yeah, what happened? Zach Vincent has been strike one every time, and
yes.
I mean, that was nowhere close.
There goes the bar of soap there, as they say. Surprised that one looked like it was heading right towards Delgado's shoulder head there, but able to dodge out of the way and get his runner in scoring position. Ray stands there, nobody out. He's showing bunt now. It gets it down, but foul. Just a small ball aspect. We've seen teams, it's either in their blood or it's not in their blood. We'll see what Joel Skipper thinks about it this last year, but correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Don't remember a whole lot of small ball for Hastings last year, just usually relying on their guys to hit for the most part.
This is a field that's kind of designed to be a small ball ballpark. We'll see how it all works out, and he's already squaring the bunt here.
Delgado gets it down this time. It's right back to the pitcher, Vincent, and the sacrifice is successful. Moving over to third is Ray. Delgado retired. And the game's first run. Just 1 base away. Can the Sodbusters bring him home with 1 out? It'll be the task of Josh Printer.
And that's also a nice team-building exercise right there. He's going to get fist bumps all the way down the line for doing his job, getting that runner to third with less than 2 outs. And now Josh Printer trying to deliver that run. And really, from an experience standpoint, this is the guy you want at the plate.
Josh Printer, a very good contact guy, but struggled a little bit in his season with Houston Christian. Was a 40-game player for Houston Christian, but just a .208 average. And the big problem for him was the strikeout there. So he either contacted or didn't. As he takes ball 1 outside, 1-1, 42 strikeouts in those 40 games. But Houston Christian, an 18-31 record in their spring season. Luke Ray led off the inning with a single. He now stands at third. Dotted fastball on the outside, black there for Printer. He's down to his last strike. Got Sawyer Duddleston waiting on deck. Vincent trying to dance his way out of trouble after allowing a leadoff single. The 1-2 breaking ball popped in the air to center field, and this is going to get the job done and maybe more, as the catch is made out there by Cheney, and the runner will tag, and no throw will ever come close. The Sodbusters strike first in the 2024 season opener. They lead Fremont 1-0 on the sac fly from Josh Printer, who does his job.
The epitome of fundamentals there. Infield single, wild pitch, sacrifice bunt, sacrifice fly, and that after Printer. Remember, he was the guy that kind of got that pickle play started defensively at the other end to keep Fremont off the board. Now he comes through with the first RBI of the season.
Excellent piece of hitting for Printer as Sawyer Duddleston takes a high and tight strike for strike one. Duddleston only saw one pitch in his last at-bat and was promptly plunked on the shoulder. Breaking ball, excellent pitch by Vincent. Duddleston swings over the top of it, down to his last strike. Sodbusters on the board, 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Sacrifice fly from Josh Printer brings home the game's first run. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball just inside the bag and fair. Diving stop by Brandenburg, but he will have no plays. It squirts out of his glove. But that'll be an infield single, the second infield single, and Sawyer Duddleston's got his first hit in 2 years with the Sodbusters.
Great job for Dylan Brandenburg to get that stop. When that came off the bat, I'm thinking double. That was down the line, but Brandenburg keeping it on the infield, and now Sodbusters still have a ways to go to get that runner home from first base now.
And remember, lots of foul territory here in Duncan Field. If ball's in play, get away, they roll for a while and guarantee base runners one, maybe two bases, depending on their speed. Here is Jack Borgman. He struck out swinging to end the first inning. He'll try and pepper that third base line, but yanks it foul. Borgman, the first baseman, another Northeast Community College Hawk out of Norfolk, Nebraska. 289 average in the spring. Plenty of extra base hits for him. 8 doubles, 6 home runs. The 1-1. And there's a sword right there. Borgman couldn't make up his mind as he offers at the pitch. And a 1-2 pitch. But if you remember, Duddleston with 2 strikes on him, he singled. Sodbusters seen him well with 2 strikes. That one bounced up there in front of the plate. Excellent stop by Coleman behind the dish. He's had his fair share of wild pitches so far. Had one over the head of Delgado in the first inning, or the first part of the inning. It's working tough so far. 2-2. In the air, right field and softly hit. This is trouble, and it gets down. And going first to third is going to be Duddleston. The throw there is not in time and skips away. Excellent base running for Duddleston and a soft single for Borgman. Didn't try to do too much with it and promptly dunks another 2-out single into the outfield.
Great job for Borgman. You know, you're in the 4th spot of the batting order. You're thinking you want to drive one, just put it in play. Outfielders have to play so deep here at Duncan Field that there's going to be those kind of hit opportunities. Now the Sodbusters a chance to steal runs here with 2 outs in the third with already 1 run home.
Third hit of the inning for the Busters. Now 4 hits apiece for both squads. First pitch swinging is Matthias Krull, and he fouls it out of play. Krull listed as a catcher and infielder, went to East Central Junior College. That's in Union, Missouri. Excellent average at the plates. That fastball just catches the corner there, and Krull will turn back and make sure the home plate umpire is going to give him that strike next inning. And again, Sodbusters down to their last strike. The 0-2 pitch in the air left field, down towards the line. It is just foul. That one just about a foot, maybe 2, too far of the line as Krull a tad early from bringing home at least 1, maybe 2 runs.
It was going to be 2 because Borgman had rounded second, was halfway to third. He was running with 2 outs, and it was going to definitely be the first extra base hit and 2 RBIs. Let's see if they can continue their 2-strike magic.
The 0-2 once again to Krull. Breaking ball again. Strike 3 on the outside corner, and the Sodbusters now their 3rd backwards K of the game, but the damage is done in the first. Scoring opportunity finally converted as Sodbusters are on the board. It is 1-0 after 3 innings as Marcus Miller trots back out there, and he will try to continue his success on the mound. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
3 innings in the books. Hastings up 1-0. Just like they were in the season opener last year, led 1-0 throughout 5 innings. For Fremont, tied it up and then took the lead in the next inning, but Marcus Miller knows about this Fremont Moo team. He faced them in the season opener like we mentioned last year, and season opener starter for the second year in a row, and he's going to go up against Fremont's 4, 5, and 6 part of the lineup here in the top of the 4th inning. I'm Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, and broadcast boys back for another season. Thank you so much for spending it with us, although we'd rather have you at the park here and join the festivities in person. We are fortunate to be able to put this broadcast on. GM and owner Scott Galusha on the mic down there, and letting the fans know about the ownership opportunity that the Hastings Sodbusters is now owned by a plethora of people. Assistant General Manager Trevor Overmiller, concessions man Tim Johnson, and his wife, all now part owners of the Sodbusters, as there's a single to lead off the inning for Cooper Ficino. Straight up the middle into center field. 5th hit of the game for Fremont. And the move got a leadoff runner on in the 4th.
And Ficino has his second multi-hit game of the year. He went 2 for 5 in game number 3 of that Oahe series, and so he is off to a good start. And we'll see if Miller can work away around another jam. He has done a good job of stranding base runners behind him, thanks to some great defense so far for this Hastings Sodbuster team.
A leadoff single for Fremont, but Marcus Miller has done an excellent job of getting his way out of trouble. Fastball in the outside corner, and with the lefty on the mound there, Marcus's delivery there, the runner, Ficino, at his first move went back to the bag. So Marcus with an excellent deceptive move keeps his runners close. The 0-1 pitch, low and away, ball 1. 1-1 to Grant Nottleman. Nottleman reached on a fielder's choice. He grounded it up the middle. Ficino also reaching in the first. 2 for 2 day now, as he was erased on that fielder's choice in the last appearance. Breaking ball, strike 2 on the outside corner. Looked like the slider there. Again, Miller throwing the 4-seam, curveball, slider, and the occasional changeup. And with the lefty at bats, the lefty on the mound, you'd love to see a lefty-on-lefty changeup here. Just high. That one could have been the changeup, could have been the fastball. It's just so hard to tell here. We've got our flight scope in the other broadcast booth, but as lovely as Duncan Field is, just only so much room for so many gadgets here in each booth. But appreciate Noah Pagel, Connor Christensen running that over there, as well as the scoreboard. 2-2 popped up behind the plate. Krull didn't get a read on it, but it hits the net anyways, so no harm, no foul. Count remains 2-2 for Grant Nottleman. Like we mentioned, this is one of the guys just getting into the team today, and it's the beauty of summer baseball. Like Steve said, it's several dozens of guys fighting for team spots, so say, Coach, I just got here, I'm not ready, is really not an option. You put on the jersey and you go out there and show them what you can do. 2-2 inside, soft looper into right field, and this is going to fall for a base hit just in front of the right fielder, Duddleston. And advancing to second is Ficino. He had to wait to make sure it wasn't caught. But again, with the vast outfield of Duncan Field having to play deeper to respect the power and the wood bats of each team now even with a soft outfield dunker that drops in for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Fremont.
Second straight inning, they get 2 hits to open the frame. Last inning, Sodbusters able to survive that. We'll see how Miller does here in inning number 4.
So 2 on, nobody out. That one's popped out of play on the first pitch from Bridger Coleman. Fremont now with 6 hits, still yet to come across the plate. And Coleman, one of those 6 hits in the second inning. He was left stranded. Miller taking a little bit of time on the mound. And why not if you're going to dot a fastball right there for strike 2. And Miller's command so far has looked very, very good. It's one thing that's maybe struggled with over the season is that he, like many others of the Sodbusters last seasons, just struggled with walks, and the mistakes were left right over the plates. The 0-2 pitch, line to right field, a base hit. Fucino hits the bag at third. He's going to get the green light. The throw from Duddleston is there, but not in time as Fucino sneaks around the tag of the catcher Krull, and Fremont has tied the game. They get that run right back. It's 1-1.
Really good base running, too, as once the throw was coming home, Nodelman never hesitated. He went first to third, and all of a sudden, 3 straight have reached on singles. Really good pitch there for Miller. It was not hit with any kind of authority, but now a multi-hit game for Coleman, a guy who had only 2 hits in the first 4 games this year, has 2 hits today and is now 4 for 11 on the season for this Fremont squad. And Joel Skipper out for a visit with his infield, and they try to talk things over, but Fremont has tied it, and certainly a good opportunity for them to grab the lead.
And Joel Skipper, the Hastings College baseball manager as well, with Marcus Miller as well being one of his starters. So those two know each other well, and safe to say Joel knows those exact words to get his lefty starter to kind of calm down and recoup himself, as he's now given up 3 consecutive singles. The first run across the plate, RBI single for Bridger Coleman. Another multi-hit game for another Moo, as Fucino led off the inning with a single for his second hits, and Coleman now with a hit for his second single. It's now Dylan Brandenburg. Still nobody out, runners at first and third, as Brandenburg lets the first pitch go by for strike 1. Brandenburg grounded out to second base in the second inning. Brandenburg, a San Carlos, California native, one of 2 Moo attending Skyline College. Miller's 0-1 is slashed foul towards the parking lots. Watch out for the vehicles out there, as those are never safe for the out-of-play of foul balls to the right side. Wind's not a whole lot of a factor today, softly blowing from left to right field. Flag is kind of suspended in motion almost in center field, not really whipping in either direction. 0-2, a waste pitch up high, which is left alone by Brandenburg. Saw Miller go to that upper fastball to the on-deck hitter Cole Fowler in his first appearance to get a swing and a miss. If there's one thing that Fremont did do more than the other leading teams in the Independence League last year was actually strike out. 1-2, just misses outside. Matthias Kroll trying to frame it behind the plate there, yank it back. Home plate umpire has had a pretty excellent game so far, and it's almost like a true collegiate or major league strike zone. It feels like it is a very consistent and tight zone for both sides. Brandenburg with the 2-2, swings and pops it softly into center, and that's going to drop in again for another hit. Going first to third is Coleman. The throw there is way offline, but able to snag it is Morales. And 4 consecutive singles has Fremont with the lead, 2-1. This time it's Brandenburg getting in on the fun to score the runner, Grant Nodelman.
Man, if you're Marcus Miller, what do you got to do? I mean, that was another great pitch, just no authority on it, but just blooper to second, and a good throw. Maybe they have a chance to get the runner at third, but way offline for Delgado in that throw, allowing Brandenburg to advance first to second, so they eliminate any chance at a double play. And Fremont thinking big inning now with second and third, 2 home, and nobody out.
8 hits on the game, 4 consecutive hits in this 4th inning. Miller trying to get anything there, and like Steve mentioned, nothing has been squared up super hard. It has just been soft little floaters into the outfield, and of course with all the outfielders playing back, trying to respect the power of some of these guys, just not able to get to them in time. Cole Fowler's first pitch, he takes a called strike. Checked his swing, wanted to offer at it. Fowler, as I just mentioned, struck out to end the second inning with runners on second and third. Marcus got in with a fastball on that pitch. So Fowler 0 for 1. Runners at second and third as he's going to put it in the air to right field. Duddleston measuring it up, comes in. Runner at third, Coleman tags. The throw home is way offline and gets away, and the runner scores. Coleman crosses the dish, and now 3 in the inning for Fremont. They now lead it 3-1.
Good fundamentals there. Put it in play, get it up in the air, and Duddleston really no chance to get him out as 3 runs have scored. There is action for the Sodbusters as Braden Cork is warming up behind the left-hander for the Sodbusters, Marcus Miller.
So Miller looked very, very good in the first 3 innings. He just allowed 3 hits. He's now allowed 8 hits. As look out, that pitch headhunting Tristan Mills. Mills led off the 3rd inning with a double and then was thrown out trying to advance to home on a pickle play as he was not able to get across when he should have. Line drive caught at first by Jack Borgman. Not hit very hard, and Borgman able to snag it out of midair. And that is a big second out there, and that turns over the Fremont lineup to the top.
Braden Cheney trying to keep it going, but a chance to get out of this with just 3 runs allowed. You'd probably take that when they had that runner at third with less than 2 outs and 3 home.
I feel like every batter that's sees another pitch, gets another at-bats, the more comfortable they are with the guy on the mound. As Braden Cheney takes strike 1, he has one of the 8 hits, which was a 3rd inning single. He has also flown out, so 1 for 2 in today's contest. 0-1 grounded, chopper to the shortstop work. Long throw over, and he is safe at first base, just beating out the throw. The 5th hit of the inning is an RBI infield single as Dylan Brandenburg comes across to score, in Fremont making that crooked number even bigger here in the 4th inning.
When it came off the bat, I thought, uh-oh, because one thing Braden Cheney's got is speed. He was mainly a pinch runner in the spring, had 13 stolen bases, just 13 at-bats for Wayne State in the spring, so you knew he could fly, and he can, and gets this inning to continue.
Swing and a miss by the next batter, Isaac Bonner. 8th move to come to the plate this inning. Again, we mentioned Miller was the opening day starter last year, went 5 1/3 innings on 101 pitches. Miller only at 64 pitches now on today's outing, but if you can't get guys out, his days are numbered. Curveball on that one just misses inside. Matthias Kroll and Miller do not like the call as Kroll takes a little bit to take the ball back, non-verbally expressing his displeasure with the call. So it's now a 1-1 count instead of 0-2 to Isaac Bonner. But he'll swing and miss at that one for strike 2. Bonner 0 for 2, grounded out twice. Once to second, once to first. He is just 1 of 3 moo without a hit so far today as Fremont records their 9th hit just a batter ago in their 5th of the inning. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Miller goes upstairs with the fastball, and the Sodbusters will trot off after giving up 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 left on in the top of the 4th inning. Hastings will try and get it going, down by 3 in the bottom of the 4th on Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Fremont up in front after 3.5 innings. Bottom of the fourth coming up for Hastings, but Fremont going off in the fourth inning. It was only a matter of time. We know the Fremont bats were lying dormant. They've scored plenty of runs in their first 3 games. 5 hits in that fourth inning for a total of 9 hits now, 4 runs, and 8 Moo come to the plate. 4 of them score. It'll be 6-7-8 for Hastings. Dino Morales, Matthew Work, Jackson's Crane, the scheduled hitters. Back toward against Zach Vincent. Excellent pitch by Vincent there to get the fastball in the outer corner. Vincent's been sitting in the low 80s with his fastball to go along with his breaking ball, as well as Morales promptly swings over the top of that breaking ball. He's down on the count, 0-2. Morales singled, one of 4 Sodbuster hits so far in his last appearance, and he's going to do it again. Breaking ball that hung up over the plate, and Morales serves it into left field for a leadoff single.
You wonder, being hot in the spring, does that calculate to the summer? Well, it's good early indication. A guy who was just tremendous for York University in the spring and come off to a 2-for-2 start here for this Hastings Sodbuster team.
Another 2-strike hit for the Sodbusters, as last inning in the third inning, all 3 of their hits were with 2 strikes. So 5 hits now for the Sodbusters. Ball 1 outside to Matthew Work. Matthew Work, the starting shortstop. We saw Josh Printer, who's at second base, do the shortstop duties a lot last year, but lots of guys that can play all sorts of positions on this team, and you can see the Sodbuster dugout full of green. Guys waiting for their name to be called, hopefully in the next few games, and we expect to call their names too, as it's kind of what the first 5 games are about, see who fits in where, and that one's ripped foul down the left field side for Matthew Work. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Work grounded into a fielder's choice in the second inning and was left stranded. He's 0 for 1. Vincent looks in, about to deliver pitch number 48. Work grounds it to, though they go on to second for 1, on to first. Not in time, as it falls out of the glove of the Moo first baseman. That is Fucino over there that has it skip out of his glove, and it'll be another fielder's choice for Matthew Work as he reaches. That's the first out. Morales is forced out.
Really good job by the second baseman. Bonner made a really strong throw, and Mills just could not get enough on it to get the double play.
Now it's Jackson Crane. Crane struck out looking in his last appearance. And man, that curveball from Vincent looks pretty darn good, as long as he doesn't hang it up in the zone. The ones that he has, Sodbusters have done something with it. The 0-1 fastball this time lined and through with a shortstop. That one olayed the shortstop, Mills. He tried to backhand scoop it on a short hop, and he did not even get a glove on it. That's a single for Jackson Crane, his first as a Sodbuster, and we've got first and second with 1 out.
This would be big for the Sodbusters to come right back after this Fremont squad put 4 on the board in the top of the inning. It's kind of been their MO. They got a lot of zeros to their first 4 games, but when they have crooked numbers, they get them a lot. A 5-run inning, a couple of 4-run innings in that 3-1 series victory at Oahe.
So 2 hits in the inning by Morales and Crane. Luke Ray has one of the hits. It's right back to the pitcher. Vincent lobs it over to second on for 1 and on to first for the double play. A 1-6-3 double play as Vincent gets out of trouble with 2 runners on. The Busters leave 2 and do not score. It is 4-1 after 4 complete. We'll send you to the 5th inning and hope to see if Scott Galusha's around. And Steve will talk with him after this. We'll be right back on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
It is Sodbuster baseball as we head to the 5th inning, and Hastings will have a new pitcher. We get a first look at Braden Cork, the Northeast Hawk. He comes in for Marcus Miller as Cork makes his debut in the spring for Northeast. He threw 22 innings, went 1-0, a 5.74 ERA with 23 strikeouts as Marcus Miller ends his day and probably deserved better. A lot of soft hits, but they all fell in. As Scott Galusha, he's just raring to talk. I was going to introduce you, but okay, now you can go.
It was just a bummer because he pitched pretty well, and that's how this game goes. We've done this along a lot of years, Steve, and sometimes you get lucky a few times, and right now we're not getting them. They're hitting them where they ain't, and that ball's hit hard up the middle, and if that's 6 inches either way, it's probably a run-scoring single, but that's how the game goes. So we got to get better. But Mr. Cork, we're excited about. He's long levers. He really wants to work hard. He's got great genes. His father just retired. He's a long-time high school baseball coach at Millard South, and so this young man's been at the park for a long time.
So we get a chance to see him, a right-hander, and kind of a nice follow-up to Marcus Miller, I would suppose. A little different-looking guy than they saw the first couple of times through the order.
Yeah, well, just about anybody's going to look different than Marcus. That 6'1", 120 pounds. Not really. He's probably 150, but Marcus does a great job, and we know he's going to come give us all he's got, and so we're really fortunate to have him. And again, he, like you said earlier, he deserves better.
As Wyatt Yetter steps in and takes strike one, no balls, one strike. A little more velocity, it looks like, from a guy like Braden Cork.
Yeah, he's mid to upper 80s a little bit and just continuing to grow into his body, and he's got a nice upside for us, and we're excited to have him. He's going to be a guy that may start for us a little bit eventually. We'll kind of just see how the pieces fall together, but going to get a good look at him tonight.
Well, great. 12 pitchers, 12 position players, as Coach Joel Skipper was talking about. So nice balance. Still a few more guys coming, but you've got some choices here in the first 5 games to get all these guys in the lineup.
We do. You're going to see lots of different lineups the first couple days, trying to figure out what pieces go together. And the one thing that Joel and I both said, because I kind of like we talk about it a little bit, and then I say, hey, write your thoughts down on paper. I'm going to do the same thing, and then we're going to switch just so we don't piggyback on each other. And we both said the same thing. We're deeper, Steve. It's just not going to be. I mean, there's a couple guys that stand out in the first couple days of practice, but we're deep, and so it really doesn't matter which one of those guys in that dugout's going to play. I know we're going to get a good effort from him, and I think we're deeper, like I said, than we have been in many years.
Braden Cork, tremendous first at-bat as he was able to strike out Wyatt Yetter. Throws a tremendous curveball to get to strike one on Cooper Focino, who's off to a 2-for-2 start. And the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike on Focino. It is the Fremont Moo on top 4-1 with a 4-run 4th inning.
Yeah, and I think 3 doinks and a ground ball that was in the right spot.
Yep.
And so, that'll all come back to help us, but it was disappointing to see it. It's not like they were hitting the ball really hard against Marcus, but that's just how the game goes sometimes.
And other than maybe not making a couple of good relay throws, pretty good defense. Think about that pickle play when they had a great job for Josh Printer to get an out when it looked like Fremont would have first and third and nobody out to wiggle out of trouble there a couple of innings ago.
And that's a testament to Joel. I mean, we've only had him for 2 or 3 days, but we've talked about those scenarios. And so they've all been around baseball a little bit, but with different pieces from different places all around the world, actually, which is pretty cool. But so we've done a nice job coming together, and continuity seems pretty good this early.
2-2 the count now. 1 out, nobody on. 4-1 Fremont on top here in the top half of inning number 5 as Cork brings it home. Bouncing ball back up the middle, and the aforementioned Josh Printer charges, throws to first in time. It's great to have a shortstop playing second base for you. And I'm not sure what the shortstop situation is overall, but Printer's really good at second base.
We got 2 shortstops out there, and we got 2 center fielders out there. Actually, we got 3 because Sawyer Duddleson plays center field for Arkansas Tech again. So actually we have 3 center fielders out there and 2 shortstops. So you'll see that a lot. We've got some interchangeable parts, but we feel like, you know, I might not be the smartest guy, but I'm not dumb, and so we build that defense accordingly for this beautiful field we have. So we try to get athletes out there in the outfield, and we'll find the right pieces. Just going to take us a few games to figure out what we need to do for sure.
Fister off the bat of Nodelman, and there's the shortstop for Hastings Sodbusters making the play. That's Matthew Work, and 1-2-3 goes Fremont. We're going to keep it right here between the innings and have a chance to hear from Scott Galusha as it's a 4-1, Fremont on top. And you mentioned the fact that around the world, Netherlands, Japan, Canada, how does that come to pass? Particularly the Japanese guy. I thought, well, he's playing for a college in America.
No.
He's playing in Japan. How in the world does he get to Hastings, Nebraska?
Well, you know, I really didn't do it on purpose, but it just those things. As I continued, I mean, this is year 6, so my web and my networking continues to grow, and we're proud of that because coaches talk. And so a lot of people call us and want to send kids to us, which is really neat. And so there's this guy that he's kind of the agent, sort of, and he tries to place these kids from Japan. And he's been after me for a couple of years, and I've always said, oh, I'm not quite sure if that's the right fit. And so he happened to call me about 2 hours after I lost a catcher, and I said, hey, do you got a catcher? And he goes, yeah, I got a catcher. I said, send me some film. So I watched film on Yamato for several days, and then made sure we found a host family that was willing to handle him. And he's been here since the 17th. He flies home August 5th, and he just loves it. You can see him from everywhere because all you can see is teeth. He's so happy to be here, and you'll see a lot of him. And he's a nice player. He'll be in that rotation for us at catcher, and hopefully he'll earn some at-bats elsewhere. And then Matthias has only been in the country for 8 months. He's a catcher. He plays for J.M. Kelly at East Central College. And so we've got a kid from Panama. We got a kid that was born in Australia. I mean, it did not even on purpose. It just happened to work that way. But it is pretty neat that we get all these kids together.
The melting pot that is the Hastings Sodbusters is going to be at the top of the order. Alexio Delgado will start things off. Then Josh Printer and Sawyer Duddleston. This is where you want to make some hay. Top of the order, down 4-1 against a really good right-hander, Zach Vincent. He was one of the top pitchers for Midland in the spring. His ERA just over 3, so you knew Rins could be hard to come by against a guy like Vincent.
Well, he's surely not going to beat himself, and we knew that in the scouting report. We've seen him pitch before. We just know he's going to compete, and right now he's got a pretty good feel of the breaking ball, and we're just not seeing it real well out of the hand. And now this is the one advantage they have. This is game 5 for them and game 1 for us. So going to have a little bit of jitters, and people's probably trying a little bit too hard, but we'll just continue to get a little bit better bats, and I expect us to get back in the game and have a chance here.
I guess the 2 stats I like so far, 0 errors, 0 walks. And so if you're going to give yourself a chance here at Duncan Field if you can put zeros on the board in those 2 categories.
Absolutely. And that's, again, we just don't go get baseball players. We recruit to what we think we do. And there's not a lot of big boppers because we don't want flyouts to mid-depth center field where it might be home run some other places. So those are the guys that we're after, and we promote this as literally the best place in the world to pitch. And so we're starting to get more and more guys coming. That's a good start for Alexio.
He gets a walk, and so he is aboard for the first time today. He did a good job his last time, though, laid down a sacrifice.
Yes.
Fundamental baseball in that 3rd inning. Infield single, wild pitch, sack bunt, and sack fly. You got to love that as a baseball guy.
Well, that's exactly what we did. We did what we're supposed to do, and we did our job. And that's when you're unselfish, then you can be happy. And so that's what we got. Now that's where that's going to be trouble just because the center fielder got there. But I thought the left fielder was in trouble there.
Josh Printer skied it. If it would have been to straightaway left, it may have been trouble because no read on it from Cole Fowler. It's an awful time of day to play left field here at Duncan Field, but a good job for Braden Shaney to range over in the gap. Pretty well hit ball for Josh Printer, but could not get it to fall, so runner at first. 1 out now for Sawyer Duddleston.
And I know everybody knows this that are watching games, but that probably, I'll check the flight scope, but that's probably a home run if we're at Fremont. And yet that's a medium depth fly ball here. But anyway, hit that ball hard, but that's part of Duncan Field. This is where fly balls go to die.
And another one probably will, as this one is going to be a little shorter than that. Shaney, no problem with that, as Sawyer Duddleston, who it's good to see him get an infield single his last time up, but a couple of fly ball outs after the walk, and we'll see if Jack Borgman can continue. He had a hit his last time up.
He flipped it to right field there, did a nice job staying on that pitch. It was good. So
it's 4-1, Fremont on top. Bottom half of inning number 5. So we'll visit with Scott as much as we can in the 5th innings. Most games this year at Duncan Field.
If I can remember.
Yeah,
There's so many things going on. Sometimes
well,
it
you've
doesn't
got
work.
a lot of duties. That's the so we realize that you're called away.
Yeah,
so.
but I've got to. Before we get done, I've got to tell a few people about what's new, and I've got to say I've got a lot of family I have to thank. So I'm going to try to do that when we get a chance. Hopefully.
Well, you may. How about tomorrow?
That's fine. We'll do that tomorrow. Hey, my whole family is spread out all over the world right now. I have a daughter in Albania, and UMass, and Omaha, and my wife's in Virginia. So everybody's spread out. And I'm sure I have aunts and uncles and moms and dads watching. So I love y'all. It's nice to be here on opening night, and hope to see you soon. And I got a pretty nice gift earlier. My son didn't tell me he was going to come, and he just showed up, so that's pretty neat. So my son Kenny's here, but I appreciate everything, Stephen. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Scott Galusho, appreciate him coming up today as we'll talk to him. That was just too quick a 5th inning as Alexis Delgado got caught stealing. So after the Sodbusters got a 1-2-3 inning from Braden Cork in the top half, Sodbusters send the minimum to the order in the bottom of the 5th. The walk, line out, fly out, and caught stealing, and that quickly the 5th inning is over here as the Hastings Sodbusters and Fremont Moo are involved in a pretty good pitcher's duel. Sodbusters on their second pitcher of the day is Braden Cork. A tremendous first inning as he threw 12 pitches to set him down in order, making a nice Hastings debut, and he'll be out for his second inning of work here in the 6th. Fremont on top, 4-1, as we send you back to the man, Ryan Valenta.
Over next door, got a chance to look at those numbers for Cork in that last inning, topping out at 87 miles an hour on that fastball, a very good fastball, and then that strikeout he had to Wyatt Yetter, that slider, absolutely disgusting. That one, it's like the gum you pick off of chairs. Disgusting. That one hooked in there, and Yetter had no chance there. So an excellent inning for Braden Cork, trying to get back to it. 6-7-8 due up for Fremont. Bridger Coleman, the first to bat against the new Hastings pitcher, who delivers just too low. Ball 1 downstairs. And it counts 1-0 to Coleman, who takes high for ball 2. Coleman, part of the big 4th inning for Fremont with an RBI single. He is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles on the day. 2-0 popped up and right over the pitcher's mound, and it's going to be dropped. It was right there, but, with the pitchers, as Cork looks like he called for it, then decided maybe he heard somebody or didn't want to take it, and then gave way, and that's what Josh Printer's telling him about, so of what to do next time. But that's going to happen in Game 1, and the Sodbusters will learn from that and not make that mistake again, hopefully.
And good job, leadership guy, returnee for Printer to come in and try to settle him down a little bit. Because really, I know you like to give way, but the only guy who had a real play on that was the pitcher.
Indeed. They tell you as a pitcher, if you can, get out of the way. The infielders will do it. But that one drops there. Next batter is Dylan Brandenburg. And according to Game Changer, they're going to score. That last one is an error. But now they take it back. We'll see here in a second. The scoreboard here has it as a hit. Game Changer had it and an error. They just rescinded it. But could feel like that could go either way. How about we just get an out here? On to second and on to first. Just too late. Field umpire almost thought he was going to give him the fist bump there, but called safe at first base is Brandenburg. And again, the Sodbusters just too late to turn a double play. 3rd time that has happened today where they've gotten the lead runner at second base, but have not been able to just quite turn 2.
Tremendous speed for Brandenburg. I thought it was going to be a relatively easy double play, but good hustle down the line for the Fremont move.
Cole Fowler bats an 8th hole, swing and a miss on the slider from Cork. Cork now at approaching 20 pitches in his outing so far. The 0-1 pitch comes after this. Brandenburg reaches on the fielder's choice. He's not going, has a little bit big of a lead, and it's ball 1 upstairs. Fowler 0 for 1, struck out swinging and sacrificed himself on a sac fly that drove in a run in the 4th inning. Fastball. Where's that pitch? That one. Oh, they check out to the field umpire and they ring him up on the check swing. You don't see that too often. Field umpire standing out at second base. Rules that Fowler offered at the pitch. Perhaps more of a poetic justice that it should have been called a strike anyway. But I digress. The 1-2 pitch to Fowler. See you later. Strike 3 called on the high breaking ball, and Fowler had no intention of swinging at that one. And a strikeout, the second strikeout for Braden Cork.
And at this point, Bridger Coleman is awarded a single, so 3 for 3 with that pop-up on the infield that should have been an out. So he has a 3-hit game, but the Sodbusters' chance to get out of this with no damage done.
That is the correct ruling there, as nobody really dropped it. It was just a question of who was going to catch it. Strike 1 on the fastball inside to Tristan Mills. Mills doubled in the 3rd and lined out in the 4th. He is 1 for 2. Still at first base is Dylan Brandenburg. He reached 2 batters ago on a fielder's choice. Pitch high and away. And Mills evens the count at 1-1. Shadows creeping in on the infield. They're almost covering the pitcher's mound now. It's still shining on home plate. That ball can disappear in those shadows when the sun and the shade is placed perfectly. Look out, that one near the feet, but Mills does a hop and a skip to get out of the way of getting a nice shiner on an ankle bone or somewhere down there to count 2 balls and 1 strike. Fremont with 10 hits after the Coleman single now. 4 runs on 10 hits. Sodbusters with 1 run on 6 hits. Slider is way outside from Cork to Mills. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Something that's killed the Sodbusters last season was the base on balls. Here's a 3-1. It is ball 4, and that is indeed the first base on balls that Sodbuster pitchers have issued today. That puts runners at first and second with 2 outs.
I apologize for that because we're talking about Scott. I said the 2 stats I like the most, no errors and no walks. And we almost saw an error this inning, and now the first walk.
Well, it took them 5+ innings, so a definite plus for the Sodbusters. There's a slider is missing outside for Braden Cheney. And the command for Braden Cork wavering a little bit. Looked very sharp in his first 6 batters he faced. There's a good breaking ball that finds the inside part of the plate now. So Fowler, whether he's doing it on purpose or not, mixing up different sides and parts of the plate to have Fremont almost playing the guessing game here. It's Braden Cheney at the plates, batting for the 4th time today. Cork gives a double take look at second. The high breaking ball is not offered at. They check out to the field umpire who says no swing. Cheney 2 for 3. He's singled in his last 2 plate appearances. And the latter single drove home a run. The 3-0 pitch outside, and perhaps not ball 4. Scoreboard has it at 3-0. It's now 3-1. So 1 more pitch. Cork trying to get this final out and end the Fremont threat. We'll get a foul ball. Back to the screen, and Sodbusters indeed 1 strike away, but now with the full count, Fremont will get a head start on the base pass. Put into the outfield is almost going to be a guaranteed run. Braden Cork's 33rd pitch. Strike 3. Perfectly placed on the breaking ball in the outside corner. And no chance to get the bat off the shoulder for Braden Cheney. 2 punch outs in the inning, 3 on the day for Braden Cork as the Sodbusters do indeed hang a 0 in the top of the 6th inning. 4-1 Fremont, bottom of the 6th after this.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to hastingssodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1 still Fremont. And Zach Vincent still on the bump. He has thrown 5 excellent innings. Just the 1 run in the 3rd inning and 6 hits. It's really been that 3rd inning what Hastings has had the most going for them. They have had a base runner in every inning so far. In that 5th inning, they worked a leadoff walk with Alexiel Delgado, who tried his hand with Coleman behind the plate and was thrown out on the base pass, and then 2 quick flyouts. So Vincent faces the minimum in the 5th inning. Now back to work in the 6th, 4, 5, and 6. Jack Borgman to lead off, takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Borgman on the day, 1 for 2, singled in the 3rd, struck out in the front, part of 10 Fremont hits so far. That breaking ball misses. Looked pretty good from our vantage point. Called the ball. Vincent at 65 pitches now in his new debut outing. That one bends in there for a strike, a little bit better place this time. Fremont's defense still the same as it started in the 1st. That one's lifted to center fielder Cheney. Over to his left. Blue glasses gleaming. Stares into the sun and puts it away for out number 1.
Disappointing today. Of course, a lot of the hits, not a lot of authority. This Fremont squad, they had not been in double digits in hits any of their first 4 games this year, and 10 through the first 5+ innings of this game.
Fremont's past 2+ seasons. Now in the 3rd season, they've just had the Sodbusters number for the most part, and last season especially. Matisse Krull takes ball 1 inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Krull. He is 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out looking. And he bats for the first time in 3 innings. Breaking ball and able to lay off, and a good take there from the catcher there to improve it 2-1. That slider for Vincent, if he can locate it well, has been his best pitch so far, and that's why right there. Krull waves and misses at that pitch for the 2-2 count now. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Krull offers at the breaking ball and comes up empty. And that is another strikeout for Vincent, his 5th of the evening.
Really settling in nicely. Got that double play to end the 4th, and then facing the minimum in the 5th after allowing a leadoff walk, and just pretty much rolling here in this frame.
6 hits for the Sodbusters and 2 for the man at the plate, Dino Morales. And both of them have come when he's been behind in the count. Vincent promptly delivers strike 1. Grounded foul past the Sodbuster dugouts. Just like he's been doing for the past 2 at-bats. Morales down in an 0-2 times. Vincent has hung a breaking ball with those 2 strikes. And Morales has put it in to play. Goes with the fastball this time and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morales 2 for 2. 2 of those 6 Sodbuster hits. York University guy and led almost every offensive category on the team. An elevator shaft pop-up right in front of the mound. And this time the Fremont pitcher will take care of it. Vincent fields his position cleanly. He catches the infield pop-up And for the first time today, the Sodbusters are set down 1-2-3 in order, as we have played 6 completes, and Fremont still with the 4-1 lead. Top of the 7th right after this.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Top of the 7th, 4-1. Both teams scoreless for the past 2.5 innings. The last run to come across the plate, 4 Fremont Moo runs in the top of the 4th inning. So glad you're with us for the Sodbusters opening day of the 2024 season. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein back with you for year number 2 as a duo.
Ooh, are we a duo now since it's year number 2?
It is.
Wow, I feel honored.
If you have a better descriptor, I'll take that too. But duo, that's the one I thought of. Hope that works out for you.
Hey, we're a team. I like it.
Excellent.
Hopefully we're dynamic.
New pitcher. Excuse me, not the new pitcher. It's still Braden Cork on the mound. Got 2 other tall Sodbuster guys on the roster who are mainly starters. The Juden brothers.
That was awesome.
Maybe Braden Cork just pulled up his pants a little bit with his socks showing. Am I crazy, or is that just something different looking about in this inning? But he's coming up for his 3rd inning of work, and he's got 2, 3, and 4 to tangle with. Isaac Bonner, Wyatt Yetter, Cooper Ficino, the scheduled hitters for Fremont. Due up in this inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is lifted softly. This might be down, and it is just inside the line for a base hit, as the left fielder Crane will get to it and hold Isaac Bonner to a lead-off single.
That has been Fremont offense today. How many bloopers?
It has.
11 hits, and I would say 6 of them are just like that. Nothing you could do about it. A tremendous pitch for Braden Cork ends up as a hit for the opponent.
I would almost even argue maybe 7 or 8 have been just found the perfect spot where no Sodbusters are, and is playing at Duncan Field. That is the name of the game sometime. 11 hits for Fremont now, the first for Isaac Bonner. So now just 2 Fremont starters without a hit today. The man at the plate, Wyatt Yetter, one of them. He is grounded out, popped out, and he gets drilled in the head by that pitch by Cork. But he appears none the worse for it, as that's ricocheted off his helmet. But he trots down to first base with no problem, so the first 2 have reached against Braden Cork, and I wonder how much he has left in the tank. Pitched a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th. Had a little bit of trouble getting out of the 6th inning, but did so unscathed, as that one is lined to the shortstop and past the shortstop, work into center field. The runner at second, Bonner, had to hold up, thinking it could have been caught. So all Moo will advance station to station, and the first 3 have reached, eerily similar to the 4th inning when Fremont broke open for 4.
There is left-handed action in the Hastings bullpen. Creighton Jacobitz, local guy, Adams Central product, playing down at Cloud County. Looks like he's going to be next up and ready to go. And there will be a visit to the mound here with Joel Skipper coming out to talk with his right-hander, Braden Cork.
And Cork just, like I said, he was really, really good at the start, and then just something switched in him. He just has not been as sharp as of late. Cork now at 39 pitches, and when Skip visits the mound, it's usually a flip of the coin, whether it's a strategizing visit or just going to be a move made. But Joel Skipper with his assistant coaches Corey Caranda and Danny Weiser this season talked with Danny just right before the game, and he was literally playing spring baseball for Hastings College just a month ago, and now here he is as a coach on the team and getting his first experience as a coaching staff. We'll miss Vinny Carone this year, a Sodbuster pitching coach, but like we talked with Joel, he's got his own stuff to do this summer, and he told me he's got a wife that does very big things, so not able to make the trip this year. So we'll probably see one of those two coaches at some point visit the mound, but Joel Skipper for now. Bases full of Moo, nobody outs, looking to bust this thing wide open for Grant Nodelman, who fouls it back to the screen, and 2 quick strikes for Braden Cork. Strikeout would be monumental here if Cork is able to perhaps pull the string or get an upstairs fastball to chase here. They go with the upstairs fastball, but Nodelman lays off. So now 12 hits for Fremont, a dirty dozen, but they only have 4 runs to show for it. Definitely could have been a lot more so far at this point. Cork from the wind, beautiful breaking ball, cut on and missed. Nodelman is punched out. He's now 1 for 4 on the day, and now the Sodbusters are 1 pitch away from squeezing their way out of this potentially.
Love to see a double play ball like you mentioned, and that's one thing about Cork. Much more of a potential strikeout guy than Marcus Miller. Already 4 Ks for him as he works in the 7th.
First pitch, great pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner to Bridger Coleman. The guy that Fremont definitely wants up here, looking for his 4th hit today. 3 for 3 so far in the ballgame. He fouls it off his side in the box. And the mound visit paying dividends so far, as Cork has worked ahead of the 2 hitters since the mound visit. 0-2. Sodbuster pin, like Steve mentioned, still getting loose. And Coleman will take a timeout. No pitch clock like in college or Coleman is struck out on 3 pitches, and that spoils his perfect evening. Still 3 for 4 and 2 back-to-back strikeouts with the bases juiced for Braden Cork.
If Cork finds a way to get out of this, what a job, and a good job for Joel Skipper to say the right words, and it could be a matter of just getting Cork back into the windup with the bases loaded.
Breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1 to Dylan Brandenburg. Brandenburg is 1 for 3, singled home a run, part of that big 4th inning. 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. Breaking ball, absolutely carving him up there. Brandenburg waving and missing at that ball. 0-2. Cork stoic on the mound, looking for the final strike. You betcha! 3 punch-outs with the bases loaded, and Cork dances out of trouble and strands Fremont. Bases loaded. It's still 4-1. How about the job by Braden Cork? Escape artist, to say the least. No runs for Fremont. Bases left loaded, and 2 hits for Fremont. Should we keep it here for the stretch?
Sure.
It's the opening night for the stretch. Let's take in the stretch here at Duncan Field.
I'm not singing. All right. Are you
okay.
I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
7th inning stretch at Duncan Field. Sodbusters stretching out their legs, their vocal cords, trying to get the guys back in it here, as the Sodbusters have been held to just 3 base runners in the past 10 guys that have come up to the plate against Zach Vincent, back out for his 7th inning of work. The bottom third of the order due up Matthew Work, Jackson Crane, and Luke Ray. As the first pitch to Matthew Work is ball one. Work has grounded into a fielder's choice twice, but no runners on to do the same thing this time, so he'll need to split some Moo defenders to get on. So 0-for-2 for Work, the starting shortstop for the Sodbusters. He wisely lays off the breaking ball for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Both teams allergic to runs here in the late going so far. Nothing doing for either side since the top of the 4th inning. We are now in the bottom of the 7th. 6 consecutive zeros, put up 3 by each team. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off, and that got the catcher Coleman, and we'll let you guess where that hit him.
He's up quickly, which is a good sign. The umpire going to give him an opportunity to shake it off, if you will. And my goodness, this Sodbuster squad trying to find the measure of Zach Vincent. And you mentioned the fact there's no pitch clock here. Vincent doesn't need it. This is about the best thing you could do in terms of maybe getting him out of rhythm, because he gets it and he throws it. You love his approach. Maybe the ace of the Midland staff, an ERA just a touch over 3 in the spring, and has just been dominant and really settled in over the last few innings where Sodbusters haven't been getting many swings. They were able to get to a 3-ball count. I mean, you saw Delgado walk in the 5th inning. Now a 3-ball count here, and 3-2 after that foul ball. But just trying to find a way to get a base runner to get him off his game. But he has been outstanding in his first start of the year for the Fremont Moo.
Assistant coach Ben Asher checking on his catcher, saying, "Are you all right, son?" He says something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'm okay."
Asher was
just got a little bit.
Asher was the head coach last year. He's the associate head coach this year with Connor McGonigal moving into the head coaching role for the Fremont Moose. So same guys, different roles a little bit. The main 2 dudes. And then you've got your director of baseball operations, Tyler Dunham, who pitched some relief up in Oahe. Early in the year, it's all hands on deck. He is not pitching today.
Ground ball to the left side and through for a base hit on the full count pitch for Matthew Work. Puts it on the ground for the 3rd time, but this one finally finds the hole. First hit for Matthew Work in a Sodbuster uniform.
And let's see if that gets the offense going here. Leadoff man aboard. Can they manufacture one, or better yet, get a crooked number?
First hit since the 4th inning for the Sodbusters. They were held hitless in the past 2 innings. Jackson Crane takes strike 1 on the breaking ball. Vincent approaching the 85 pitch mark, and mentioned the baseball president of operations getting some time. Let's get Trevor Overmiller out there and see what he can do. Fouled off in the box, Jackson Crane. I love Trevor, but don't think he would fare very well out there.
It's not happening.
Just a hunch there.
Trevor does a lot of things well, and he may be a good baseball player, but it's probably been a few years.
Saying a few is putting it nicely, Steve. You're a good guy. Nothing in 1 pitch to Jackson Crane. And looks like he offered at the pitch. They actually appeal out to the field umpire, and they say he went. So that is strike 3, as the count was actually 0-2 instead of 1-1. So Crane strikes out on 3 pitches. And a good bounce back for the pitcher Vincent. Luke Ray will bat. He batted with runners at 1st and 2nd in his last plate appearance and grounded into the dreaded inning-ending double play. But he has singled and scored the lone Sodbuster run in the 3rd inning. 1 run, 7 hits for the Busters, 4 runs, 12 hits for Fremont. Dotted fastball outside corner. Good for a strike. Lights have come on here at Duncan Field. Still plenty of sunshine here in the outfield, while the infield is mostly covered by shadows. 1-1 way downstairs. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Luke Ray out of the Arkansas Tech program. Several guys from Russellville, Arkansas. Pitch in the turf. And now going down to 2nd and out. Matthew Work tried to read the pitch in the turf, but it did not skip far enough away from the catcher Coleman, and he throws out his 2nd would be base stealer of the game.
And Coleman, a perfect throw. I mean, he put it right on the bag, and Mills applied the tag, and that is just really good fundamentals there. Kind of bad luck for the Sodbusters. Any throw a foot higher, and it's a man in scoring position.
Now that is just absolute dart by the catcher Coleman. Luke Ray takes called strike 2. Now a full count pitch with the bases empty. That one's not close inside, and Luke Ray will keep the inning alive for the moment. If anything, he turns it over to the top of the order for Alexiel Delgado.
And the caught stealing makes it a little more painful there. As you had a 3-ball count, a chance to maybe have runners at first and second and bring the tying run to the plate. And we may see a pitching change right here because you saw Vincent reach 90-plus pitches. They may say that's enough with a nice job for him so far.
Definitely could be the possibility there. Vincent's really at the college average for about the starter, where you're about to be pulled from the game. A 3-run cushion. You got 2 outs in the inning, and plenty of games for Fremont to come. But they are going to keep him in, it looks like, unless they're going to sub him out for a position player. Nope, they're going to keep Vincent in with 91 pitches. You got to assume, though, this would probably be his last inning and go to a fresh reliever for the 8th and 9th innings, but still just 1 out to get with a runner on first.
They do have a pitch count here in the Independence League, and he's reached the threshold where one way or the other he's going to have 4 days rest regardless. So you called it the fact that he's reached his 90 pitches, so if you want to try to finish this inning, then maybe turn to the bullpen.
According to the Game Changer also, we do have a new shortstop in for Fremont. It's Hayden Kelberlau, who replaces Tristan Mills. Up the middle, base hits. Right back where it came from for Alexiel Delgado. Luke Ray stops at second. Back-to-back base runners with 2 outs for the Sodbusters, and Alexiel Delgado's first hit of the season.
And never say die. Still a chance here with 2 outs as Printer, who's hit it hard a couple of times, has a sacrifice fly and a line out. Can he gap one here and draw the Sodbusters closer?
Printer struggled mightily in the season with the strikeout, but we saw with his Sodbuster performance last season, a very good contact guy, and more often than not put it in play. First strike to him. Pitch number 2, swing and a miss. Printer guessing fastball, got the hook, and he's down to his last strike. Printer 0 for 2, one of those plate appearances. He sacrificed home the only run for the Sodbusters in the game. 0-2, and that one skips way away from the catcher Coleman, and both runners move up 90 feet. Ray to third, Delgado to second on the wild pitch. Now Printer just needs to back in it. The 1-2, fastball, strike 3. Printer looking for the breaking ball perhaps again and takes the fastball, and he is caught looking, and the Sodbusters strand 2 in scoring position. 7 complete, 4-1. Fremont in the lead. We'll have Steve Stein back with you after the break.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Back in the top of the 8th inning, new arm on for the Sodbusters as Braden Cork will give way to a new reliever. Steve Stein taking us home for the final 2 innings.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan, as we see Creighton Jacobitz make his Sodbuster debut. He's an Adams Central grad, goes to Cloud County Community College. He saw a little bit of time this past spring, 0-0, a 9.0 ERA, allowing 6 runs and 5 hits and 4 innings pitched, but hoping to get some more opportunities here in the summer season to try to work his way up the ladder when he gets back to Thunderbird territory, as the Sodbusters... Is that 22 instead of 33? Is that Jack Kruger?
That is.
Okay, sorry about that.
Actually, no, that is Brendan Wabick, 26.
20, okay.
Brendan Wabick, left-handed guy at the University of Alberta. One of the guys I talked with, and I told him, I was like, hey, there's like a multiple of University of Albertas, and he said, oh, they're the one in Edmonton with the Hawks, so apparently maybe a multiple athletics or programs, but Wabick, the only other, of course, he's the only other left-handed pitcher here making a debut, and of course, similar build to a Jacobitz.
And so my apologies to Brendan Wabick, who brings first pitch inside and promptly hits the first guy he faces, unfortunately, as Cole Fowler will hustle down to first, as the Sodbusters with their third pitcher of the day, and again, Brendan Wabick, University of Alberta Hawk. He's working on a Bachelor of Science degree and probably a little bit of jitters. Looks like Fremont, they're going to work over at first base, make sure Fowler's all right. I think he is, and we will see a new batter come in. It's Hayden Kelberlau. Kelberlau came in defensively at the shortstop position and now comes to the plate. A guy who is more known for his pitching so far this year, as he has a save to his credit against Oahe in their third game of the year. Kelberlau getting his first at bat. Pitch is down low, and the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. So runner at first, and nobody out. We're in the 8th inning. Fremont trying to add to a 4-1 lead. 4 runs, 12 hits for Fremont. 1 run, 8 hits for the Hastings Sodbusters, as the Sodbusters trying to make a rally here late against the Fremont Moo. But first things first, Wabick trying to put zeros on the board and trying to find the strike zone. So he hit the first man he faced. He's thrown 2 into the turf here to fall behind Kelberlau. 2 balls and no strikes. Gorgeous evening for baseball here in Hastings, Nebraska. 4:08 to straightaway center here at Duncan Field. Temperatures falling from a game time temperature of 78 into the early evening hours. 2-0 pitch. That's inside. It goes up the third base line, and taking second will be Fowler on the wild pitch. A runner in scoring position, and Wabick is still trying to find the zone.
You can tell that something's up just with the grip of Wabick right now, going to the mouth, trying to, it's almost like he's blowing on his hand like it's a cold day, or going to the rosin after the bag. Just grip not right he had there for Wabick.
A look back, and the 3-0 pitch. And that's missing for ball 4. And I know he's been here a while, but if I'm him, I've still got car lag. It's like 30 hours to drive from where he came to be a Hastings Sodbuster. So hit batsman and a walk to the 8 and 9 hitters. And we'll see the catcher go out and try to settle his left-hander down, as Matthias Kroll will come out and give a few words of advice. First and second, nobody out in the top of the order. Braden Cheney comes to the plate for the Fremont Moo. Cheney a fly out to center in the first. He has a single, an RBI infield single, and a strikeout. 2 for 4 on the day for Braden Cheney. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time for Wayne State in the spring, and another one of those guys hoping to see more action and build that resume and get some more experience at the college level. Pitch misses for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. So Wabick still trying to work things out from the left side. And how far will the head coach, Joel Skipper, allow him to go? 1-0 delivery on the way. And that pitch misses. It gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for advancement, as Kroll had it bounce off his glove. That looked to be a pretty good pitch, almost a strike, and it looks like may have gotten crossed up with his pitcher there. 2-0 the count on Cheney. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the 8th with Fremont on top, 4-1.
7 pitches, no strikes yet for Wabick.
Wabick a check of the runners, and the pitch. There's strike 1. Maybe that settles you in.
Looked like a breaking ball there, so I think that's probably the first time he's thrown that. So if I'm the hitter there, Cheney, I'm looking, well, that's the first time he's thrown it for a strike. He's probably going right back to it.
2-1 the count. Wabick brings home the pitch. Curveball is outside, and it's 3-1.
Did go back to it, but just not close. And I'd like to see Wabick take an extra look at Fowler at second. It almost looks like he's timing him up and is ready to steal third if Wabick isn't paying close enough attention to him.
Probably not going here on 3-1. Now, see if Wabick can throw a strike. He can, 3-2. Much more of a candidate to go for the double steal right here on 3-2. With nobody out, Fremont already on top 4-1, trying for the knockout blow in inning number 8. There is more left-handed action in the Hastings pen, and I'll not guess who that is, because I certainly thought Jacobitz was getting ready earlier. And the pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. So it looks, and that may be still Jacobitz. It's interesting to find out who is going to be warming, but a tough start here to the Hastings Sodbuster career for Wabick, who has a hit batsman and 2 walks. The bases are loaded, nobody out, and Fremont will have Isaac Bonner at the plate. Lefty-lefty magic as Wabick brings it home. Off speed, stays high. Bonner on the day. Couple of ground outs, a strikeout, and a single. 1 for 4 as Fremont trying for the knockout blow in the 8th. It's already 4-1. Bases loaded, nobody out. And can he do a Braden Cork imitation? Cork got out of a similar jam, or an identical jam, with no runs across back in the 7th. But you're making it hard on yourself if you try to do that consistently. As the pitch fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. And now he's facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wabick brings it home. Way outside, 2-1 the count on Isaac Bonner. Bonner out of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls University, that is. He's actually a Nebraska and Omaha Central guy. But played his college ball for the Sioux Falls Cougars, which they went 22-25 in the spring campaign. 2-1 pitch on the way. Liner toward the left side, going to be knocked down by the shortstop. They'll try to throw for third and safe. Good effort there. Really the only chance you had to get it out. Matthew Work going to his right, trying to get the force play out at third. Unable to do so. Is over to cover the bag, Dino Morales. And now we're going to see Joel Skipper come out and visit with the field umpire, just probably asking him, are you sure it was a force play? And did the home plate umpire get a better look at it?
And to your point there, that's the play for Matthew Work there. That's the only play you have going way away from that. You're not going to make a throw across your body to second or first, and you hope maybe that runner is lagging along to third. And I think you're right there too, Steve, just asking him, hey, did he get the base at all, or was he late, or did he miss the base? Just kind of a clarification there, but Skipper reluctantly satisfied with whatever answer he got there, looks like. But another run for Fremont, still nobody out.
And still bases loaded. And a line shot foul off the bat of Wyatt Yetter. Starting right fielder, he's still looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch his last time up. So 5-1, and Fremont still plenty of opportunities here to put a crooked number on the board. As Wabick delivers upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's kind of been the theme for Fremont this year. That first game of the year. 0s on the board until the 6th when they put up 1, and then had a 5-run 8th inning to battle back for a 6-4 victory. Had a 4-run inning in their 2nd win of the year. And here today, 0s in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and the 5th through the 7th, but they had 4 runs in the 4th, and it certainly looks like they have a chance at a huge inning here. The count now is 2-1 on Wyatt Yetter. Bases loaded, 1 home, and nobody out. And Wabick brings home the pitch. On the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A strikeout would look really large here for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Wabick with a slew of off-speed options. Throws a curveball, changeup, and the new kind of sweeper option there. Could look like that could have been the curveball or the sweeper there. See if he goes back to it.
2-2 pitch. Just misses, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe a little bit low there. Got to bring it home.
That fastball, though, command just has not been there. He's about a flip of the coin, too, with the location of the off-speed pitch, too. It's anybody's guess what he's got coming up here.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it misses off the inside part of the plate for ball 4. Bases loaded walk for Yetter will bring home the second run of the inning. There's still no one out as Cheney advances to third, Bonner to second. And there's going to be a visit to the mound as Joel Skipper will come out and talk with Wabick, and it looks like he is going to go get Wabick. So pitching change will happen. We'll take a break. 6-1 Fremont, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings pitching change in the top half of the 8th inning with Fremont scoring twice and the bases loaded, nobody out. And now we see Creighton Jacobitz, the Adams Central guy, Cloud County Thunderbird, as we thought was going to come in relief. He was the first guy warming up behind Brendan Court, but they ended up going with Wabick instead, and Wabick really struggled in his Sodbuster debut. And now for Jacobitz, come in and throw some strikes, because that was the Achilles for Wabick, as Wabick throws 21 pitches, 6 of them were strikes. Ouch, that hurts.
Yes, and that looked so good for the Sodbusters in the first part of the game. Their first bases on balls issue didn't come until 2 outs in the 6th inning. But since then, got 4 total walks and 3 this inning so far for Wabick. But like I mentioned, Jacobitz, local guy, Adams Central alum, knows this ball field, knows how to pitch on this mound. And he looks to get out of a big spot here and starts off with strike 1 there.
Right on the inside part of the plate, and the new first baseman, Carson Burnett, will get his first at-bat of the day. Guy off to a 4-for-16 start, 250, and he is down to the count, no balls and a strike after fouling the first pitch away. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2 home already for Fremont. They lead it 6-1 as the pitch is hit high in the air, right side, but foul. Quickly 2 strikes, and you like Jacobitz coming in and peppering the zone with strikes. Meanwhile, it's Burnett, another California guy from Olney College, the Olney College Renegades, at 326 in the spring for that program. Pitches off the outside part of the plate for the first ball of the game for Creighton Jacobitz. 1-2 the count. And one of a handful of Cloud County Thunderbirds on the team. It's been a nice pipeline between Cloud County and the Hastings Sodbusters as the pitch is inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a lot of local guys end up down there, so it's kind of neat to see them come back home. Expect a Grand Island guy who's down at Cloud County to also be on the roster before this season is over. 2-2 the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Jacobitz comes in and strikes out the first man he faces for the Hastings Sodbusters. Bases loaded, 1 out, 6-1 the score.
Exactly what you need there, and that's how it started in the last inning with the bases loaded with a strikeout, and that gives an opportunity for the infield to turn two here and hopefully limit the damage time running out to keep allowing more runs.
Great Nodelman up there, and that pitch way over his head. A great stop there from the Hastings backstop. Matthias Kroll to save a run. 1 ball and no strikes on Grant Nodelman. Nodelman with 1 hit and 4 plate appearances, 1 for 4 on the day with a run scored. I mentioned the Cloud County Thunderbird Cole Evans' little brother, also expected to play. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Printer's got it. Steps on second. Throws to first. Double play. The 4-3 twin killing. And Hastings out of difficulty. 2 were home. Bases loaded. Nobody outs. And a great job for Creighton Jacobitz to come out of the pen and end the inning. 2-run score, though, on no hits as we head to the bottom half of inning number 8. It's 6-1 Fremont. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
We bring you Sodbuster Baseball. It's 6-1 Fremont as we head to the bottom half of inning number 8, and a new right-hander is out there. He's Theo Hughes. He's making his Fremont debut at Nebraska Wesleyan Prairie Wolf as he went 0-1 with a 12.34 ERA in the spring and 11 2/3 innings pitched. An opportunity to play some summer ball here and comes in with a 5-run lead as he replaces Zach Vincent, who was outstanding today. 1 earned run actually just 1 unearned run according to the official stats on 7 hits, strikes out 7 and walks 2. And he had a very efficient 97 pitch outing today for the Fremont Moo. And the Hastings Sodbusters trying to find a way. Just happy to get to the bullpen, and they're going to need 5 here in the next couple of at-bats to keep this game going. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 cut up with Duddleston, Borgman, and Kroll for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Well, as you can see, Fremont keeping the trend going of tall, flame-throwing right-handers. As the next one, Theo Hughes, coming up 6'5" on the height sheet for him. And, Hastings used to seeing those tall Fremont pitchers, and especially with the elevated turf mound, can prove problematic for certain hitters.
Sawyer Duddleston steps to the plate and takes ball 1 ball and no strike. Sodbuster's just getting ready for the Nebraska prospects, because aren't all of those dudes like 6'6" and throwing 85 miles an hour? They're going to be in town this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, after Oahe will be in town for Thursday, Friday 2-game series. And I'm sure the prospects are full of prospects again. Pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sawyer Duddleston. Duddleston had an infield single back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 on the day for Hastings, trailing at 6-1, running out of outs here in the bottom half of inning number 8. So a couple of frustrating innings for this Hastings squad. The pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Had that 4-run 4th inning where they didn't bruise a baseball hardly at all. Fremont, a lot of little bloopers to keep the inning going, putting up a 4 spot in that last inning. The Sodbusters basically just handed them the 2 in the top of this frame. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Could be trouble. Shortstop's got it, though. Sets, throws in time. Good job there for Kelberlau, who came in defensively, and maybe that's wise. He went across the second base bag to get to that one. Tremendous range, and Sawyer Duddleston is out. 6-3 on the putout.
Yeah, looked like a running back running the 40-yard dash trying to get to that baseball. Able to scoop it up, throw on the run, and a perfect strike there. And you can't place it any more perfect than that. You could just maybe hit it a little bit harder, but Sawyer Duddleston arguably robbed of a hit there.
Jake Borgman, a little flare, and that's a base hit to the right side. So Jack Borgman gets his second hit of the day, and the Sodbusters have a one-out base runner in the bottom of the 8th. Love to get a couple of runs here to give yourself a fighting chance in the 9th. Trailing it 6-1 right now with one out in inning number 8.
Borgman not waiting around, and again, Sodbusters, if they're able to, just picking out that fastball on the outer part of the plate, sending it to the opposite field, letting the velocity of Hughes do the work for him.
Here comes Matthias Kroll. He started the catcher spot today and takes ball 1 ball and no strikes. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, also grounded out to the shortstop. It's getting late, bottom half of inning number 8. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta calling Sodbuster baseball here in 2024. As the pitch comes home. And that's a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes on Matthias Kroll. Sodbusters with 1 run on 8 hits now with that single from Jack Borgman. Check of the runner. Out of the stretch, the pitch. High fly ball, right center field, carrying pretty well, but Duncan Field holds that with plenty of room to spare as Braden Cheney shows nice range to go to the right center field gap for the second out of the inning. 2 outs and 1 on for Dino Morales.
Okay, that was the running back running the 40-yard dash. Cheney, I mean, a lot of the high school teams, Hastings and Adams Central, play here, and calling games for them this season, I mean, if that ball is hit in there, that's a double or a triple, but Cheney not only got there, but was able to set his feet and camp under it, too. That is tremendous speed out there to run that down and make it look like an easy play.
Here's Dino Morales now, and saw Hughes blow it by Morales for strike 1. And if the early scouting report is any indication on Fremont, generally they have outfielders who can fly, and if that is the case, Braden Cheney, certainly one of those guys here in 2024 to kind of pick up the tradition on what makes Fremont year in and year out. Bouncing ball toward the right side. Second baseman's got it. Close play, but a gun down to in the frame as Isaac Bonner is able to throw out Dino Morales, and the Sodbusters do not get anything out of their 1-out single. We head to the 9th inning. It's still Fremont 6, Hastings 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Out of the 9th inning, it is 6-1 Fremont on top as Creighton Jacobitz out for his second inning of work. What a job he did coming in with the bases loaded, nobody out, 2 runs home. We're thinking, oh my gosh, are they ever going to get an out this inning? And all Jacobitz did was strike out the first man he faced and then prompt an inning-ending 4-3 twin killing. A great job for Creighton Jacobitz. And if you have to settle for consolation prizes today, that'll be one of the efforts. Really back-to-back innings. Tremendous job of getting out of jams. The Hastings Sodbusters, Braden Cork, got out of it with no damage done after seeing the bases loaded behind him. A single hit batsman, a single, then he struck out the side. And really the start of Marcus Miller was pretty good today. Just was a victim of a lot of bloopers in that one bad inning. So we are in the 9th inning for this Fremont Moose squad as they try to add on to a 6-1 lead, and Bridger Coleman steps in. Solid catcher for this Fremont Moo team. Takes inside for ball 1 ball and no strikes. On the Fremont Moo is just a 1-game series here today. Sodbusters will have tomorrow off, and then Oahe will come in for 2 games, and then it'll be the Nebraska Prospects on Saturday and Sunday. Pitch fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sodbusters then will hit the road. 3 games at Casper, 3 games at Oahe, 2 games at Spearfish before returning home on June 15th. So a lot of time away. Good chance for the guys to get to know one another. Bouncing ball, turf hop. Morales charges, sets, throws in time. How about Dino Morales? A little defense there on the left side.
Dino read that like a book there, saw that high chop off there, and sprinted in fast as he could and throwing on the run. Second Sodbuster we've seen throwing on the run, and a perfect strike, too. The defense, when they've gotten those ground balls, they have been electric so far tonight.
Dylan Brandenburg taking outside for ball 1 ball and no strikes. And remember, it was Morales also when they had the pickle play. It was Morales who made the throw from third to home to get that out at home, and he showed it cannon then, too. So third base could be well in hand for the summer season. Say a lot of guys probably get their opportunity, but it's been fun seeing Dino here play today. A couple of eye-opening plays from that position. 2-0 pitch on the way. Pitch is inside, and that's one positive today. Sodbusters have played solid defense. Maybe had a play or two they could have made, but no official errors in the contest for the Hastings Sodbusters. Pitch misses. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Maybe had a couple of outfield throws that were offline, and it's a 4-pitch walk here to Brandenburg, and there's 1 on and 1 out for Cole Fowler. Fowler, left fielder, gets his opportunity. He was hit by a pitch the last time. 4 runs in the second, 2 runs in the 8th. 4 runs in the 4th, I should say, and 2 runs in the 8th for Fremont. Now the 9th inning, 6-1 as the Moo looking for some insurance. Cole Fowler is 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 8th. Now in the 9th, this pitch is across. Strike 1 ball and 1 strike. Marcus Miller got off to a pretty decent start, put zeros on the board through the first 3, but Fremont got to him with 4 in the 4th, and Marcus going to be the losing pitcher unless Sodbusters can rally as this pitch is in the turf, and it goes back to the screen and will allow Brandenburg to get to second. So runner in scoring position with 1 out is Creighton Jacobitz. Try to put a 0 on the board here and give the Sodbusters an opportunity to rally in the bottom of the 9th.
Sun fully down now and lights fully on here at Duncan.
Jacobitz the pitch. Just misses.
Low, maybe?
Perhaps. 2 balls
same
and
thing
a
as you.
A lot easier to see it down there than it is up here.
I mean, the home plate umpire today has been
they've been really good.
Consistent and very tight, though. So if you miss by any length, any measure, then it is a ball. But like I said, it's been consistent.
In a very fair zone. Wes Warren and Daniel Ruff, the umpires here today. And overall, umpiring in the Independence League, I think, has been all right. Over the time we've seen the guys. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to third base, and not going to be in time, but the runner slides past the bag, and Morales tags him out. No problem for Brandenburg in stealing the base, but he went way beyond. And the Sodbusters get him, and that will be the end of the top of the 9th. 6-1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 9. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Out of the bottom of the 9th, the Sodbusters need 5 to tie. They will face a new right-hander making his Fremont debut as Logan Anderson, 6'4", 215-pounder out of Sioux Falls. as he plays up there his college ball. He's a Millard South High grad, an exercise science major. Went 2-2 with a 6.86 ERA in the spring for Sioux Falls. And he has unleashed some back to the backstop, so maybe that's a good sign. Don't get dug in too crisply there if you're a sodbuster, because some of those have come right over the right-handed batter's box, and Matthew Work is going to be the first man to face Logan Anderson.
Well, what's the manager in Major League say? I don't care how hard you throw ball four. That's kind of what it's looking like there. I mean, warm-up tosses, I mean, it's known like some pitchers will intentionally just toss differently in warm-ups than they will regularly, so could all be a ploy. But, you know, the harder they throw in college, usually the wilder they are. It's very rare to see a seasoned and accurate flame-throwing arm, but could be the case. We'll see how Anderson faces these 7, 8, 9 hitters.
Looks like he's got a little velocity. And first pitch swinging is Matthew Work, and this one moderate fly ball to right field, and 1 pitch, 1 out as Wyatt Yetter, no problem taking care of Matthew Work. 1 out in the 9th inning, and 8 and 9 hitters try to come through. It will be Jackson Crane for the Hastings Sodbusters, as Crane had a single back in the 4th inning, but was eliminated on a double play, struck out his other 2 plate appearances. Third pitcher of the day for the Fremont Moose. They try to win for the 4th time in 5 games. Pitch swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. Casper getting off to a 4-0 start, sweeping Spearfish to open the year. This Sodbusters just getting rolling here for the first time today. 0-1 pitch, and that is inside for a ball. About 80, it feels faster than that, 80 to 82 miles an hour, but that's what Flight Scope says.
Oh, there was one under it, 92.
Oh, 92. Okay.
Yeah, the first pitch by Anderson there was registered at 92 miles an hour.
That felt more like it. Yeah.
Yikes.
1-1 the count now on Jackson Crane. Make it 1-2 on Jackson. He throws it fast. I missed a pitch. 1-2, and the delivery. Swing and a miss.
There's the hook there.
Whew. So 2 up, 2 down, and Sodbusters will have their last chance with a designated hitter, Luke Ray. Ray, another Arkansas Tech guy. Limited playing time in the spring. Another one of those guys hoping to get some at-bats and earn more playing time as they return to their respective colleges. Some of the guys will be looking for new colleges after getting out of 2-year colleges or putting their name in the transfer portal. 1-0 the count now on Ray. Sodbusters down to their final out, trailing at 6-1, bottom half of the 9th. And Anderson brings home the pitch. Liner back up the middle, base hit. Good job there, just using that fastball against him, and Ray has a 2-out single.
Right back where it came from, and Anderson almost taking off his glove there. If that pitch or that hit's just a little bit lower, that might find his glove for the 3rd out. But give Alexiel Delgado a 5th time to hit, and time to make things interesting, boys.
And kind of cool, Luke Ray had 1 hit all spring. He gets 2 hits in his Sodbuster debut. Had an infield single and scored the run for Hastings, and now at first with 2 outs at a fastball right down the heart of the plate against Delgado for strike 1. Delgado had a perfect sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd. That was his highlight. He also walked overall. Did have a single, so pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? They're going to check, and he did not. So Delgado, overall 1 for 2 in his Sodbuster debut. Trying to keep this game going. 6-1 the score. Fremont on top. 2 outs, 1 on. Throw to first. And not too far off was Rab. What a gun to first, too. Oh, my goodness. He throws it hard everywhere. It is Logan Anderson.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree no matter what he's throwing.
Sometimes you'll see that lob over. That was not. And you're just hoping you dive back in and the first baseman catches it, because you don't want to get hit in the head diving back in.
I mean, that throwback's probably at least 70, 80 there, and diving in there, that hurts just as bad as getting beamed at the plate.
1-2 the count now on Alexiel Delgado. Runner at first, 2 outs, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Anderson pretty tough on Hastings, and that will end the ball game as the Hastings Sodbusters do fall in the season opener by a score of 6-1. We'll talk about it right after this. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
We bring you Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Sodbuster's coming up short. A lot of things to be excited about for this Hastings team, except for the scoreboard.
Exactly. I mean, you just wanted to get that opening win against Fremont, something that has been elusive for the past few years. As you mentioned, Fremont's just dominant record against Hastings for the past 3 seasons, and they started off early. But, I mean, Sodbusters led, just like they did last season, and after 3 innings had the 1-0 lead. Marcus Miller looked a lot sharper in those first 3 innings. It was just that 4th inning, and like we mentioned, just lots of soft contact, just stuff finding the outfield grass, stuff finding in between outfielders that just came down. And like Marcus Miller, like we said, was not giving up any solid contact by any means, but that's the stuff that kills you, and especially playing at such a big ballpark when you have to stay back to respect the power of those Fremont hitters. It's a double-edged sword. You don't want to give up the big hits, but at the same time, if you give up the small hits and enough of them, those runs are going to come, and it's exactly what happened for Fremont. 13 hits in that season opener, like you mentioned, Steve. Did not get double digits in any of their first 4 games, but they cleared that margin by a wide margin today.
Marcus Miller goes 4 innings, allows 4 earned runs on 9 hits, strikes out 2, doesn't walk anybody. Again, you like the approach. Really, other than one of the Sodbuster pitchers, everybody was around the zone, which is a really good sign. But Miller deserved better. 9 hits, and over half of them were little bloopers. And so that's just, you feel bad. Braden Cork with a really good debut as he works 3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, worked out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam. He walked 1 but struck out 6. That's nice to see a strikeout guy, and he could be in line to get more action for this team. Really tough outing in the debut for the young man, Brendan Wabick, as he did not retire a batter, and he ended up walking 3 while hitting 1. And then Creighton Jacobitz, a very respectable outing, goes 2 innings, strikes out 2, walks 1. From an offensive standpoint, officially, it looks like a couple of multi-hit guys. Jack Borgman goes 2 for 4, and Dino Morales goes 2 for 4 for this Hastings squad as part of their 9-hit outing on the day for the Hastings Sodbusters.
And like you said, I mean, offense was the struggle at some point last part of the season, that guys were just not coming up with that clutch hits, which they did in the 3rd inning. But then once the Fremont starter kind of settled in, it was just all downhill from there.
And let's get some comments from the head man. We appreciate Joel Skipper coming up. The initial impressions after this one.
You know, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. I thought approaches overall, 10 hits for night 1 was pretty good. I think just that key hit here and there was tough. Pitchers, I think, competed, got out of some tough spots. That bases loaded, nobody out. Hopefully can kind of carry that momentum into some runs next game. But I'm pretty pleased, I guess, with the first night. I think just a couple plays away.
And your pitching staff, too. I mean, last season, the name of the game was leadoff walks here and there, 1 an inning, 2 an inning. You didn't walk anybody until the 6th inning. Then you had the walk problem creep up later. But very solid 6 innings of pitching so far. And like we said, Marcus didn't really give up anything solid, but Fremont just put it where they weren't there. But how about the pitching tonight?
Yeah, it's baseball sometimes. A lot of soft contact, just kind of hitting it where we weren't. That's just kind of how it goes sometimes. But really was pleased until the 6th, like you said, no walks. I think that was big, kind of keeping the score close. And then obviously we had that inning there. Wabick, first time out, I think he's going to get better. Creighton did a great job of coming in, getting out of that jam, still giving us a chance to win. So I'm really pleased with the pitching night one. I think we're going to have a fun staff this summer.
And twice, bases loaded, nobody out, and able to get out of it. I mean, Jacobitz with 2 runs already allowed, he comes in. And then Braden Cork, bases loaded, nobody out. You said the magic words, and he did the magic things. Talk about that conversation and striking out the side after seeing bases loaded, nobody out behind it.
Yeah, the couple guys that got on before just were kind of perfectly placed balls, so not like he was pitching bad by any means. So just told him to keep doing what he was doing and just came up with 3 big strikeouts there, retired the side, so gave our guys a little bit of juice. But I think it's going to be a really fun summer.
Exactly. So you have tomorrow off and then 4 games this weekend, but like we mentioned, summer baseball, it's all about putting a band of misfits together, and a lot of the guys just getting here. You've had some practice with them. I assume a practice is probably in order tomorrow before the 4-game series this weekend.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think most of it's just going to be kind of team building, team chemistry, a little quiet dugout tonight, but as the guys kind of get to know each other, start to vibe with each other, I think that stuff will kind of take care of itself. So looking forward to keep growing and building with this team.
A lot of times, building infield chemistry is a hard thing. Talking about that pickle play, when you go, 6-4, 3-4, 5-2 to get it out there, you've got some potential infield special players in that group with some arms and some gloves.
Yeah, we said the same thing in the dugout. I mean, having that kind of play night one without really ever playing with each other was incredible. So I think that's just a testament to what great competitors and how the baseball IQ of these guys, in the infield. So it's going to be a fun group. I'm looking forward to keep developing and building these guys throughout the summer.
How different is the lineup going to look Friday? You try to give pretty much everybody an opportunity here before this first weekend's over?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to keep mixing things up, giving guys some opportunities, switching the lineup around a little bit. I think we had some really bright spots tonight, a couple guys with multiple hits, which was cool to see. So, yeah, going to keep kind of shaking things up until we find something that works.
He is the head man, Joel Skipper, joining us as I think should we just wrap it up here? That'll do it for our broadcast, as we're going to be back on Friday. I should say back on Thursday as Wahi comes in Thursday, Friday, and then we will be bringing you the matchup between the Sodbusters and the Nebraska Prospects Saturday and Sunday. So come on out for more home games in this series after tomorrow off. And for Ryan Valenta, I'm Steve Stein. Final score, once again, it was Fremont 6, Hastings 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer woodbat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.